We're live.
Live.
Hello, everybody. Where are you?
Ooh,
Sorry, that was loud.
that was
That's-
awesome.
Oh, you like that?
Almost kind of like saying one of those older English ladies. Hello, everybody.
Well, I grew up with, those old name comedy ladies.
Yeah.
The old, what was his name? Barney. Oh,
I have to do this on the slant, but just really
aren't
quick.
those
Look at that.
beautiful?
They've got the Greek Roman. They have, I think that's Tara. There's Isis, Venus of Willendorf, Mother
Mm-hmm.
Mary, the goddess Danu from
Perfect for
the Tuat.
Women's Month.
And then, yep.
Oh,
I think that's why she might have released it there. Oh, I got a window open.
you do.
Sorry. I hear myself talking.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
I can.
I didn't even check. I didn't check off the
That's weird.
echo thingy. Hold on here. Oh, take that echo cancellation. You don't want that on. So, but that's not on. We're
Okay.
we get to
It's gone.
ourselves.
Oh, no, it's not.
No,
Yes.
we're good. Is there an echo? No.
Not now. Yay.
Yeah. Because I clicked it off and then clicked it back on again, and it took it a minute. Lag. Good old internet lag. Yeah.
So,
I
yeah,
was
these are.
just watching Black and Orange. I've watched
Oh,
her
I love her humor.
I have watched her since she started. I have been a moderator of hers for almost 3 years. I used to be there every day without fail. Even if I felt like shit, I would be there. Wouldn't be people would sit where I was chatting. I would be like Lucky Girl hiding in the background, because that's how you moderate.
Yeah.
You don't let them know you're there, and then you just nail them.
Sometimes people are fast. I'll see it.
Hey,
like, yeah, I got it. And then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, what do you mean so and so? I just hit it. I just saw it. So, yeah.
I let you in on a little secret. The ones that I have the Russian name, those weird little trolls we've been getting a lot of
The
lately.
little bots, yeah.
Hi, Kathy G. If you report a troll, anyone in there, and you report them for misinformation, bullying, or spam, YouTube pulls it and puts them in we're going to check on you. So, when we had those guys last night showing up in, I reported them in all 3 areas, every single one of them. I don't mess around, and you don't have to be a moderator. That's the fun part. Hey, Arlene. Oh my goodness.
See, I don't see chat here. Let me see you.
Good to see you. Yes, I was actually going to go into YouTube so that I can make people moderators and stuff.
So, hello, ladies. How are you today? Just sharing my new deck with Katie. And this is another just absolutely beautiful one. And I think this is going to be more of my my go-to for my healing readings and stuff.
That's what I see when I go to the Hall of Angels. I see something very similar to that, only I see all of them, and they start out short and get really big as they're standing behind each other down that walkway you have to walk through.
The Seraphim,
but it's a wonderful, comforting walk. It's an incredible walk, but you would think you would be really intimidated.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful card. Yes. Okay, let me find me. It's pretty bad when you have to search for yourself.
I know. I just wish these cards didn't stick so much. With the Colette Baron Reed, she puts those nice that new paper now that makes them nice and smooth, to shuffle with. And I mean, the cardstock on these are beautiful. They're nice. They're thick. but they
They're
stick.
new. They get your hand grease on them, or hand oils on them. They'll get easier to shuffle as you use them more and
sometimes
more and more.
I have to do that to be able to,
Yeah. I've
separate 'em.
got several new decks that are like that. Actually, I haven't been using them. They have a kitty cat deck. I almost pulled it out to use today.
Yeah,
Well, that-
Arlene, it is called. Oh, sorry, hon, I didn't mean to.
That's all right.
Yeah.
No.
They are called. If I can get out of the. There we go. Oh, that's perfect. It's called The Rose Oracle. It's by Rebecca Campbell. You may recognize the art. She works also with a young lady named Noelle. I just can't think of
There.
the rest of her name, but she does the Star Seed. She writes the Star Seed Oracle and the Working Your Light Oracle. And so she used Katie Louise on this deck, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I just feel nothing but love from these cards.
They're beautiful. They're yeah. They're It's just like I was on Etsy, and these are not like those, but I found these really inexpensive cards. There's only 36 Oracle cards in this. They're really easy to shuffle because they're poker card size. The images are incredibly beautiful. And they're extremely intuitive. You don't need a book. Doesn't come with a book. And they were like $9.99.
Yeah, I usually don't
on eBay. $9.99 on eBay. And hey, Crystal, good to see you, Ms. Bubba Wand. Hey, I need to talk to you about resin art, my dear, because I've got all the stuff to make resin runes. Even the resin and the molds and all that.
Resin runes. Ooh,
and I'm like, cool. It's so smelly. I'm waiting for it to just, where I want to work, where I would need to work because of the fumes, would be this table I'm sitting at because it's at my largest window to open. This window I'm sitting at is like 102 feet long by 51 feet high, and it slides open.
Ooh, we got a sliding door.
Just about. It's the upper half of a sliding door, basically. Yeah. Heavy to slide, but I love this. So I have this little garden back here, and I got a hummingbird feeder, and I got my nasturtiums, which are starting to bloom. Ooh. Spring is here. Yeah, I've got snapdragons blooming, and I've got sweet alyssum blooming. Ooh. So they're just now starting to get where the days are warm enough that I can smell them now when I open the window.
I know there's nothing beautiful like around here. We have like cherry and apple blossoms, and when they bloom, it's just that beautiful, sweet perfume smell, like the lilacs, and it's just I keep wanting to go like this.
I miss lilacs so much.
And they only grow for 2
grow
weeks.
them in Tucson and Phoenix. It's too hot. Yeah. You can grow Persian lilacs, which are basically a type of laurel. It's not even a lilac, but the flowers kind of look like a lilac, but they don't smell like lilacs. Oh no!
I would just get those.
For lilacs, you have to get really cold. The ground has to get hard for lilacs to work.
Really?
Yeah, it has to freeze. You have to have
Flagstaff. I don't remember.
No, they have them in Flagstaff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep, but they don't down here because it's too hot. Doesn't get as. I would much rather live in Flagstaff than Tucson any day. Thank you.
Me too. Yeah.
But I have everything I need here within walking distance, including my doctor, hospital.
Yeah, you can't
movie theater with leather reclining seats that I can go on Wednesday afternoons for $5, have dinner and a cocktail, watch a movie, and walk home.
That's perfect. Nice.
It's perfect. Yeah.
Sometimes I got you don't need a lot.
Which reminds me, I need to go to the print store and sign up for a P.O. box. They're not very expensive. Like for the small one, just the little one, it's like $11, $12 a month. But there you get $10, $12 a month things. adds up pretty fast
Yes, they
when you're
do.
on a limited income, you know?
Especially when I see, I'm like, yeah, I'm getting down on my credit cards. I'm making a couple double payments, and then I go online and I see a bunch of tarot cards. I'm like, oh, I can't help myself. You know,
Yeah.
I have to now though, since that we're moving into a smaller place and we gotta,
So did you find a place?
Oh, yes, we did.
Yay!
Yes, we
Okay,
did.
I've been holding space for that for a while.
It's going to be a little difficult because we're moving from a 3-bedroom trailer to a small 1-bedroom, and
That's
so
good time to get rid of stuff.
and the cost of storage units are ridiculous. So my
Yes.
friend Kate's just got herself her very first house last year, and she's going to allow me to store my artwork and stuff in her
Oh, good.
basement. And it's
Yeah,
like,
because you don't want to put that stuff anywhere where it's going to get damp, first off,
yeah,
because
so I'm going
the
to wrap it.
canvases and paper will rot. I don't know if you
Hmm.
paint on paper.
Oh yeah, I paint on whatever I can afford at the time, or I want to play with.
Yeah, with me it
I
depends on the
everything.
medium.
Hmm.
I've got a old steamer trunk full of different kinds of paper. When I did my live streams of my art, there's no way I could even begin to make a dent in my supplies. I'm serious. People, my friends are always, when are you going to open a craft store?
Yeah.
And it's because I have so much. I planned that. I knew there was going to come a time when I was taking care of my mother and my father. I knew there was going to come a time when I was going to be by myself and I wouldn't have that income. That would cut my income down by 2/3. How could I survive? I have to have my creative outlet or I'd lose my mind.
Yeah.
So I started just slowly collecting stuff. And when I collect stuff, it wasn't cheap stuff. It would be like pastels from France and pastels from England and but I have those still. They last forever. Like I was talking about Schmanky. They come from Germany.
Yeah. The
Schmanky
Schminkies.
pastel. They're $6 a piece. For a piece of
Yes,
chalk
they are.
that's about that long and about that big around.
But they last.
Oh yeah,
All
because
you
you
do
don't have.
is you just
They're
touch
so
lightly and
soft. They're like powdered butter. Really, I mean, they don't melt in your hands, but they kind of do make a mess. That's why I like pastels. I can get all in it and messy because you don't use brushes, and you can. I
yeah.
mean, I
I
have
miss my brushes, but
silicone
yeah, the
tips and all
dusting and
kinds
stuff.
of stuff.
Mm.
And I'm a give me my finger painter. I always loved finger painting when I was a little kid too. So I guess
That's
the
what I've been
fingers.
doing.
Hey, me too.
I've
Hey, Stony
got
Baker.
I've got my cheap
He
little set
did.
of Hobby Lobby
He's sending
acrylics,
me some too, dude.
and
I'm
I just
sorry,
sit
what
there. Oh,
acrylics?
yeah, I
Watch.
just got a cheap little. Actually, they're not Hobby Lobby. They were at Walmart, and I just had Shan bought those for me, and I just sit here and I
They're
use my
great.
fingers now.
Hey, Stony Crow. Yeah, those are great. I have lots. I have a man's toolbox full of
Yeah.
acrylic paints. I have a travel case, the old train case from the 1950s. That was my aunt's,
Hmm.
full of oil paints. The old Samsonite hard side luggage.
Every time
Metal
I open
stuff.
up
And
mine,
it
I
had
can
the
smell
box,
the
the
oil
little
paint. I'm like,
train case box. Yeah, you open that thing because it's got linseed oil and all that in there. It's like, because it's from her doing it in the 1970s and 80s. So I don't touch those. Those are special because they were hers. You know what I mean? I want to use up hers. She and my father, they were brother and sister, both very artistic, both painters. My dad painted the Superstition Mountains.
pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You
No,
can't. You
I'm.
can't. It's like I don't understand how there aren't more artists. When you live in Arizona and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, I can't do art. I'm not." And I'm like, "But you got all this beautiful, scenery." I go, "You could just take a pencil and just You know, it
Really?
doesn't have to look like, you know,
The thing is they're trying to
a
make
Da
it look like,
Vinci.
they think they got to make it look like a picture.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
And for someone that's never really tried art, they don't know that abstracts are very accepted. As a matter of fact, abstracts are very much in desire. So you don't have to. Hey, look at, I look at some of the stuff that's on YouTube, some of the cartoon stuff, and it's scratching. Look at Cash Peters. I love Cash Peters, but look at his stick figure people.
And yet
You
they're
think
still
does
fun
he
to
get the
look
point
at.
across with his stick figure people? Yep. This is
Hmm.
proof right there.
And now
And
he's added a little bit of color.
yeah, I know. A little bit washed out color. Safe color.
Yeah.
I love him. His books are incredible.
I
His
haven't
books
read
are very
any of
good.
them.
Yeah, that's funny. Harley sent you some hash. He's sending me some too, darling.
What? Oh, okay.
Stony Baker MD.
We have ice cream in Western New York area. I guess it's native here. It's called Heavenly Hash.
Oh yes.
And it has nothing to do with that. So when people
Oh
say
no,
hash,
Heavenly Hash.
I'm back to think of instead of we, I'm thinking, oh, ice cream.
Heavenly Hash has been around a long time. That's one of my mom's favorite flavors. That one, and was it Tin Roof? Has chocolate covered peanuts
Yep.
and caramel and fudge and
Well,
yes,
that's a
he
new
is
one.
contagious. Harley is contagious. Yeah, Harley's one of our grower friends. Stony is a grower.
Yep. I got by the names watching your video. So hello, gentlemen.
Yeah, Stony's
Why am I
my
looking
buddy.
down at my phone? I should be looking here because I'm watching the chat
Actually,
in.
there's two Stonies in here. Because Stony Baker MD is the grower, and then we've got Stony Crow.
Oh, okay.
And
Oops.
she's
And
been
Stony,
a friend of
oh,
mine.
she.
I met her through YouTube. Good night. Wow, almost 6 years ago. We've been friends and following each other for a long time.
Yeah.
So that's what's fun about YouTube is the more you get out there, you collect friends and people that'll follow you around. I was off YouTube for 3 years. I come back and look, they're coming. Hi, Katie. They still stayed.
Yeah.
And I
It's
intentionally decided I was noticing the number of card readers and people in the Tarot Love community that do not show the number of subscribers that they have. And I got to thinking about that. You know what? That's nobody's business but ours.
Yeah.
If you need help growing your channel, put it in the chat. Come on, you guys, let's grow my channel. You see what I'm saying? Be out front with it.
I think I'm up to 90 now. I know a lot of people are like compared to everybody else. Ooh, 90. But for me, when I started out, I had one, and that was a stone marble.
We're all that way.
Yeah.
We're all started with one. God, I don't even remember who my first one was. That was in 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
Was my first.
And my first live for my channel was like the last week of December, I believe, and I'm up to 90. So I don't know. I think that's pretty good.
Are you? I looked this morning. You're at 96.
Oh, am I really? Oh my God.
Yes. I'll tell you, I have 215. I got 215 as of yesterday. Well, actually, as of this morning. Yeah, Stony's like, both of the Stonies live in Washington State, too. So he said it's land of the Stonies.
Yeah, my Shan used to live in Washington, too. Yakima. Outside Yakima. Tampico.
Okay. Ooh, that's that.
And he saw Bigfoot there.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I
when he was younger.
Want to, but don't want to. You know, I grew up at Crater Lake. I know I've seen it and didn't know. Because that was before 1967. That was before the Patty film. I had no idea.
He was friends with Patterson's kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That is so cool. Yeah, there's times walking home from the school. The downstairs in our schoolhouse at Crater Lake, because it was a one-room school. Upstairs was a school, and down below was our community center for the community. And we lived in a circle, and the school was in the middle of the circle. Well, we'd like do movie nights and stuff in the summertime. You don't have much to do up there, so the community club would buy rent movies and show them to us, and my mom would make bags and bags of popcorn. And yeah, and they'd sell them for 10 cents a bag, and that's how we'd pay for the movie. Popcorn just came out of mom's pockets. Popcorn was cheap back then.
Yeah.
And so we would walk home from that after dark, and I can remember feeling the hair on the back of my neck go, and it being super quiet. I mean, deathly quiet. No sound whatsoever. But I've been at Crater Lake when it's been that way before, and I ran into something fuzzy. Because I put up on the rim during the new moon.
Yeah.
It is so dark.
And when you could still see something move.
You can't see this far away from your face. I literally walked into a deer.
A deer?
A deer.
And they didn't run because they could have seen you easily.
They could smell you. But you know what deer do when deer get afraid? They freeze. They don't always run off. And we weren't laughing or making any noise or anything. We were just walking. Well, we learned after that, what if that would have been a bear? There's black bear at Crater Lake. So it's like, from that point on, anytime you walk anywhere, you sing, you whistle, you skip, you clap, you make lots and lots of noise. Make sure everything knows you're there.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was times when
I
was asked just a few years ago if I ever saw, because I'm raised there, do you ever see Bigfoot? And I was like, no, but there's times something was watching. But I just was a kid, I thought it was a bear. I saw lots of them. They terrified me. They come out of hibernation, and I just knew I was going to get it. They're going to eat me.
Buffet.
Yeah. And I just knew I was going to get eaten. Stoney, creep up behind a big ass bear and say, "Boo, fucker!"
I do not recommend. In my honest opinion.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. We used to, but it was only on the nights of the new moon that it would be that dark. And when I walked into the deer, I was 19 years old, and I was working up at the lodge, and I was living up on the rim of the lake. So I've seen that lake
beautiful
in every condition. My favorite condition is when a rainstorm is coming in off towards Bend, and it'll roll off. It would roll off into that water, down into that hole, like you're pouring cream of wheat into your bowl. It just kind of do this. The clouds just beautiful. That's when you really see how far you have to go to get to the water surface from that edge. It's over 1,000 feet. You don't want to fall off of there.
Yeah.
You
saw a video today about scary places, and there was a guy talking about some tree stump that has been there for, it seems forever. Was first, I think, reported in the early 1900s. It's called the Old Man at Crater Lake. Shan had never heard of that.
And yeah, it floats around like this in the lake all the time.
And all the time.
The water is so cold it doesn't rot.
And they said that when the scientists tried to chain it up because they were afraid that it was going to cause some sort of like accident or something with boats or whatever. They said the minute they did that, the sky got dark, it got stormy, and it only did it right over the lake. And the minute they said, okay, even the scientists said, okay, we're untying this. And the minute they did,
it went away.
The the storm went away. So whatever
The
that is,
Klamath Indians used to do sacrifices off of Llao Rock. That's the big cliff that's the famous big cliff that you see in all the pictures of Crater Lake by Wizard Island. They used to throw people off of there, sacrifice into that lake. It is very, when I lived there as a little kid, I was very religious, and I swear to you, God lives in that lake. Then they call it they would do that to the spirit in the deep blue hole. And that's such a pretty kitty.
Hi, say hi, everybody. My name is Mozzie. I'm one of two of Mama's fur babies.
We got beautiful eyes, kitty.
He says I turn 11 this year.
Oh, wow. Mine are 12. They'll be 13 next month.
So.
Stony went and got his kitty, too. Well, which kitty did you get?
Well, we can't
Albert?
Kitty.
Stony's telling you. Yeah. Yeah. Did you get Albert? Because my cats are being poop heads. It's warm, so they're hanging out in a different room.
Yeah, I'm surprised the other one isn't here.
Nobody's in here today. So, yeah. Nectarine, your ginger kitty.
Oh, that's a cool name, Nectarine. For an orange. Oh, my goodness, because I had orange kitties when I was a little girl. Oh, wow.
Oh, I love ginger cats.
I love that.
Big male ginger cats are so cool.
Yeah, we had
one.
Call
that
her
was
the
really
nectar
collector.
Yeah, we had a real red one, and I had named him Big Red.
That's like Willie the Stoner Cat. That's my cat. That was his name on my YouTube channel before, because I had a party channel. He likes the stuff. I'd open a jar, pack a bowl, and here he comes.
He likes Palo Santo. When Mommy lights Palo Santo, he comes running.
My cats love the Palo Santo, and they hate sage.
And when I would pull out my Copal, my dog Piper that we had at the time, she loved Copal. She would keep sneezing, but she kept wanting to stick her nose into the smoke, and
yeah,
she was hysterical.
Yeah, I used to get that from Amazon. I actually need to order some more, because I get an altar blend of a bunch of different resins like that, and they're natural, organic, real frankincense and real myrrh, and the kind you gotta really burn to get it to do something.
I had just a itty bitty left, but before we left Flagstaff, we used to go down into the Ponderosa Pines at Buffalo Park, and then we would collect the pitch off the trees. And when it would dry, I would crush it. And so every now and then I'll just take a tiny little, and just so I can smell,
there's at Crater Lake, there's a type of ponderosa that's like a ponderosa pine, only it's much bigger. It's called the sugar pine. Yeah, I kid you not. They have pine cones 3 feet, 2 feet, 3 feet long.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. And they smell like maple syrup. They smell like sugar. So when I was a little kid, man, I'd go look for a sugar pine tree, and I'd get that pitch and pop it in my mouth. That was my chewing gum. I don't go in the house and ask my mom for gum. I just go pick it off the tree.
What was it called? What kind of pine? Sugar pine?
Sugar pine.
So the pitch would taste like maple syrup to her, and she would chew on it. It was her candy.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry, everybody. There's a voice off screen, and that is my Shan.
And he's from Southern Oregon, so we have a lot of fun talking.
Yep. Jacksonville, Ben.
Did he really? Yeah. Stony. Harley labeled my Canna Shroom chocolate bar a Stony bar. Yeah, he told me yesterday what's in that bar, dude. He's sending me one too.
I was going to say, make some money. Start making it and selling it.
That's what. Well, Harley. These guys, they're caregiver growers. So Harley's candy bars are famous in our group of friends. They're his chocolate bars. He uses organic chocolate.
Yeah, because I can't stand the smell of the stuff. So if it was in chocolate, or we have
it's
CBD, that's got a little bit of THC in it.
There's not pot in there. It's just THC. and mushrooms.
Hmm.
I have a
don't know
lot of
about the
fun
mushrooms. That was my
Sonia Rain Lee
medications,
and I
but
have
yeah.
a lot of fun with our ceremony. I don't do it to get high. I do it for spiritual reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to do it to get high. So
Yeah.
that's nothing new. Now, doing it for spiritual reasons is a whole different experience, completely different. And you're afraid of it?
Yeah, so what
Start
are
out
you
with a
afraid
little
of?
square, Stony. You can microdose. They're studying mushrooms now, microdosing and what it does for PTSD, all kinds of mental illness, as well as pain sufferers.
Yeah.
So I tried it. Oh, and it's really good for depression too because it gives you a sense of euphoria. If you microdose it, it doesn't make you see colors and get stupid. It just
colors would be cool.
It just makes you happy. Makes you smile a lot.
Mm.
Yeah, Stony, I do it for the medicine and to get high as fuck. Well, that's why I grow. So I have control over the potency, you know? And I also know what's in it. It's not sprayed with some insecticide or.
Yep, there you go. You got to watch out for that now.
We're picky. We are.
Especially the fentanyl that people are sneaking into it when you get it off the streets or whatever.
Well, actually, I heard through someone in Canada that the ones that are named Haze that you buy at the dispensary have been being laced with fentanyl to get people to be hooked on it.
Wow.
Marijuana laced. That's bullshit. From a dispensary. Here, especially in Arizona, it's tested, and if you ask for the results of the test of that particular what you got in your hand, they have to give it to you. So that's part of the law. Oh, thank you, Stony Baker. Hey,
hi, Janet. Oh, sorry.
I always look for Janet.
Boy, Janet was my first on that one.
She was my first subscriber. And
oh, Janet, that's awesome.
In this.
Thank you for doing that for Katie.
She's my bud. She's always here every week, too. I love you guys. We have so much. I
don't see Stone Marble too much anymore, so I hope she's okay.
Yeah, there was somebody else. Who was I thinking of the other day that I haven't seen? And seeing Georgie Moon last night. I hadn't realized I hadn't seen her until she popped in, and I was like, "Where the hell have you been?" You know.
I don't know if I even know who Georgie Moon is.
Oh, she's like Deb Z with Sharon.
Oh,
she and Chris, Deb Z and Georgie Moon. They will make you pee your pants. You laugh so hard.
Deb Z is like, when I see Deb Z, I'm like, life of the party's here. Let's get.
She's my sister. No. She and I got up. It's so funny when we're getting vaccinated. Every single one of our vaccinations, including the booster, Deb Z and I went on the same day, and it just happened to be that worked out that day.
Wow. That's pretty
so it's like,
cool.
Yeah, we're buds. It's so funny.
Did you scold her?
Who did I scold? Who? Oh, Janet? Oh. No, I would never scold Janet. She's a sweetheart.
No.
Where I been? Oh, where you been? Yeah. Well, Stony, what we were doing last night, it's a tarot channel called Nasty Women Tarot. That ought to give you an indication of how much fun we have in there.
And I've been wondering why Sharon hasn't invited me on her channel yet, and I think I know why, because Sharon.
Because it's Sharon.
I'm like, am I still in the naughty corner? Or the, you know, and she's like, why? Weren't you let out?
she was picking mine out, man. It's like when I subscribed to her on her new channel, I did it in somebody else's chat, and I was like, well, I subbed to you, Sharon, and she's like, I'm putting your name in for a free reading. I'm like, okay, I don't need one, but okay.
Oh, wow.
Save that for somebody else. But from that point on, any chat I'm in, she's like, hey, Katie, hey, Katie, hey. And I love it.
And I love Lisa's
Actually,
laugh,
I'm
especially when she can't laugh and she's going off camera and
yes.
you see her laughing, but she can't because oh my god, that's when I lose it. Because when I see her,
When I
oh
see when you hear Lisa doing that her
yeah,
silent laugh, I know she can't breathe, and that's why she's
hmm
making that sound, and I lose it every time. I'll
hmm
cry. I'm laughing
yeah.
so hard. Last night, it was like, you guys stop. I can't breathe. Talking about learning how to pole dance and getting a job measuring
Yeah,
for
one night I
bras
put in the
and
comments, I gave
measuring.
Sharon, two middle fingers. And when she posted that, oh, Sharon was just like, went right off.
Yeah.
And she just lost it. And I mean, Shan was sitting there and we are both laughing so hard. I did actually, sorry everybody for the TMI, but I did pee my pants. It was so funny. I
Yeah.
could not breathe. My God.
I have literally had to go hurry up and run to the bathroom. Last night I did have to because I was drinking my homemade wine that I never drink. I'm like Stoney is always talking about in his live streams about how do you guys drink? I don't drink. He's like, I don't. He and I both had kidney issues in the
Yeah.
past in our health, so I don't drink very much anymore because I don't like how I feel. Last night though, I was in, in rare form. That was fun. That was so much fun. But
It
shouldn't my
was
wine
after
glass.
that one.
I was
I
drinking
think
out of a goblet.
I think I left after, with the laughing, after Sharon with the fitting room. And then it all kind of started slowing dying down. I said, okay, this is my exit. I can't get riled up again. I can't,
It's time to go to bed while you can.
yeah. Hey, honey, you don't have to stand there. You can sit right here. You won't be on camera.
Nah, can't see. All I can see is your lovely lady. This was my glass from
And
last
shine.
night.
Oh, was it? That's pretty. I like that.
Oh, thank you. It's lead crystal. It's one of those you get it wet and it'll sing.
It'll sing.
But yeah, it's supposed to be a water glass, and I was drinking my wine out of it last night. So yeah, I slept in and I got up late this morning. I
Yeah.
woke up at 5 instead of 3.
Yeah. That's
So
the only
my card
thing.
of the day and everything was late this morning.
That's what the thing I don't like about my medication is that it helps me sleep, yes, because without it, I really can't. But at the
Mm,
same time, I have been getting, because I'm tapping more into my abilities,
you get
I am
dreams.
getting more messages and stuff at night. And when I wake up and I hear myself repeating something, I go, oh my goodness, but because the medication, it knocks me right back out. So it's not like I can, grab a pencil or something. It's just like, oh, okay. And then next thing I know, I'm back out. So it gets frustrating.
I have to when I'm writing. Like I've got a book I'm working on. Well, I got a couple books I'm working on. Anyway, I got a book that I'm working on, and I will. It's all coming from Archangel Gabriel. First off, I get downloads of the story from him. I can't continue with the story till I get a new download and a new chapter. So this has been a process going on for about 5 years now with this story. It's about twin flame love. So of course I am only listening to what I'm told. When I get that, I dictate it into my phone because it comes in so fast in the middle of the night, right around 2:30, 3 o'clock in
Hmm.
the morning. It wakes me up. It sits
Yeah.
me straight up in bed. And it's like, whoa, slow down. I'm a human. I can't
Hmm.
work that quick. And they're like, oh, sorry. And then they'll slow it down. But I have to dictate it into my phone,
Hmm.
or I'll lose it. I'll lose it. And then I'm right back
Yeah.
to sleep again. I don't do that anymore though. When I wake up at 3, I stay up because that's the
I
most
wish I could. Yeah.
magical time of the day.
Hmm.
It is quiet.
That's
I
what
can get
Dr.
so much
Dwayne
done.
Dyer said. That's how
Yes,
he would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
that's the
That
angel
said,
hour. He called it the
um,
angel hour.
yes, he did. He says the breeze had something to say, and he would just old fashioned pick up a pencil, pen, grab out his paper notebook, and he would just sit there and write for as long as he had to get all the information out and then go back to bed.
Yeah. And they call that when you go back to bed, that's your second sleep. And you'll find if you read the Old Farmer's Almanac, they talk about first and second sleep.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I saw him going, and I was like, really?
That's because back in the day, people used to get up in the middle of the night and take care of some of their chores, or go throw another log on the fire or something like that, and then go back to bed.
Exactly. Go back to bed.
My sweetheart.
That's they'd feed the that's when they'd go and they'd feed farm animals. It's still dark outside in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
That's also protection against predators to do that in the middle of the night.
Really?
Well, if you're a human being out there with a gun, the predator's going to run away.
Well, in the middle of the night, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, Dr. Wayne Dyer. When I had cancer, he was my lifeline. And I will admit, the other lifeline I had two other ones. Toni Morrison. I love her. The writer, the book. She wrote fiction.
Oh, okay.
And Dr. Phil.
Not Dr. Phil.
Because that was when he was first starting. He wasn't as big of an arrogant ass as he is now.
Back then, yeah.
He's good back then.
Right, he's an arrogant ass now.
Yeah, I had his book. I had a book and a workbook that was all about self-esteem and stuff. And I had to work on that. I had one breast.
Yeah.
Because they removed the other one. And when what they left behind was like, oh my God, I can't show that to anybody. Because there was just this knot of skin that was left. They didn't even make it look pretty. But they left that so that it could be reconstructed. But it just looked, I felt mutilated. It was horrible. It was awful. So Wayne Dyer and his Angel Hour and Dr. Phil and his You Can Do Anything You Set Your Mind To was what I really needed to survive that cancer. Plus, I also read both Conversations with God books with that time too. And I was taking care of my elderly mom.
Yeah, I want to pick up a couple copies of Colette Baron Reid's books. She has written books aside from her
I want her map book. The map
so I'm
book
look into
that goes with the Enchanted Map deck. I want the books that goes with that. It's in my wish list. Yeah. You need to set up an Amazon wish list.
Oh, me?
Yeah. Why
I need
not?
to set up a pay. I'm just like, we can't get the Section 8 now because a lot of the places are closed. So I'm not going to worry about too much now what extra income, I bring into the house. So I think I'm going to have
Security. I know because I used to be a part of that Ticket to Work program.
Mm-hmm.
You can make half your paycheck and not lose anything, not lose a penny. So you can you can have the equivalence of half again as much as you get paid. So that's like that's huge.
But I don't think I can accept any donations on my live streams if I don't have 1,000 subscribers. Is that correct?
If you want to monetize through YouTube, but if you want to do it through PayPal or Cash App or Patreon, and then there's the new one, Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. Buy Me a Coffee. I have that too. I'm setting that one up.
Sonia.
Yeah. Actually, she saw that. She and I were talking about that on my channel, and then she went for it. She saw it. She and I both went for it about the same time when she came on for Flow. By the way, I reserved every other Thursday, beginning next Thursday, not this coming Thursday, but Thursday the 10th.
Okay.
To continue these types of discussions, like part 2 of the Flow with different people. What is your opinion of Flow? Oh yeah, I expect you there. I mean, yeah, and to do to do more than one was actually Sonia's and Tony's idea to keep it going. They were
I
like,
would do a live someday with Tony. Her energy, her light that just comes from her
she's
is
one of
just
my
so
dearest.
beautiful.
She's my shaman.
Oh, is
She's
she?
one of my dearest. I adore the woman.
I would
She's
really
always
love to work
teasing
with
me about my
Sonia.
gummies. It cracks me up. Because we were talking about it on the phone one day, and she's like,
Oh, you're
"You
such a
make gummies?" She's my gummies never turn out. And so I'm like, "Oh God, okay."
yes. Her and Sonia are the ones that when I listen to them when they talk and it
They're
comes
so
from
soothing.
you can just see it through their eyes, through their body,
Their energy is beautiful.
mhm.
It's on and off camera.
I mean,
It's
I
gorgeous.
like Debbie too.
I like Debbie too. Debbie is so sensitive, though. I don't know if
Mhm.
Debbie
She
coming
got
on
sick
my
too.
channel might not work too much because I get a little bit
Yeah.
mouthy.
I asked I asked Denise one time if she would ever consider, coming on, my channel and if she would be open to it. And that was me taking a step. I was nervous because, she's one of the big hitters,
And she's
in
the
our
sweetest,
community.
adorable person.
And she said, well, no, why don't we do this? Why don't you come join Debbie, Lisa and I for a Tuesday afternoon? And I was like, and so it was so awkward because you could see it on my face when Debbie popped on. I was like I was doing the fangirl thing. I was like, Debbie,
Yeah.
like, oh,
Those
so
though
nice to
Debbie
meet
and
you.
Denise, they're all
Oh,
about helping you grow your channel, helping you learn
mhm.
whatever. If
I
they
can't
know
wait
how
to
to
get
do
her
that
cards.
kind of cartomancy, if that kind of divination, they're all about helping you learn. Um, the thing that I love about Denise is she comes across as such a sweet, gentle lady, and
That's
she's a
why I was
fucking
joking.
trucker mouth.
That's why I was like, but I go, I thought she's angelic, remember? And they were all like laughing at me, going, and then right underneath it, she goes, those mofos. I was like,
And then she was like, "Oh God, I said that out loud. I didn't mean."
because when you look at Denise, she's like all like, she's older, so
Oh,
she's softer. She's got the pretty rosy cheeks, and
it's like
she
she's got
talks like
that
very
soft.
softly,
She's got the
yeah.
soft snap app filter. Is what you feel like, but that's just her. The
So
thing that's
yeah.
funny, she's from Crescent Lake, Oregon. Is where she grew up.
Oh, okay.
Shan's going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
And when I told her where I grew up, she was like, "Oh wow!" We instant Instagram friends after that.
Yeah.
So it's like, actually, I've been trying to decide. I want to join a membership to one of these channels, but I can only do one because I can't afford to do
Oh,
so
yes.
many.
I feel so bad that I can't
So it's really
give all
hard.
the
So
time.
I've decided. I was originally going to be Linda G, but geez, she's $10 a month. To her minimum is $10 a month. So then I went, and she's going to retire. She's doing less and less.
She was one of the
And
ones I watched.
then I'm like, but
Periodically.
Kenny, you know who you connect with the most in this group? And I'm like, it's Denise. It really is Denise. So I'm going to join her channel.
Are you going
She
to
does
get
a
Debbie's
lot for her
cards?
members. And, she's into astrology and all that. So you're going to get a lot. I want Debbie too.
I want to get her cards. Are you going to get them?
Yes. Speaking of cards, I have something to show
Perfect
you.
segue.
No, I got
Oh,
something. This is totally different. You don't even
okay.
know about.
I'll just check here.
I've been
Hi,
working
Kat.
on her.
Thank
Hey,
you for.
Cat Shepherd.
I don't think I know you, but hello.
Cat Shepherd's in a lot of chats. She's there a lot. She's a writer too.
Oh, I like to write too.
I've been working on a really, really big project.
A deck of your own, maybe? She's like Heather Shush.
Yeah, I'd call it a deck of my own. very much a deck of my own.
Everybody's doing
I'm
that
trying
now
to
since
find the one I
Andrea.
had selected to show you guys.
Yeah,
I have
Andrea
mine.
really inspired everybody to start creating their own decks. I love it.
Actually, it was Oil Painter that inspired me. Not way before Andrea.
Oh, really? Okay.
Because see if I can get this big enough to show you guys. Ooh, it may not open up all the way because if I close that, it might. Yes, this so far I have 67 cards in this deck.
Ooh.
See if I can get this. This is the Grace.
Wow.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh my
Um,
God. Is that peel paint? Is that like from a
This
photograph?
is from Canva. Everything in this
I can't
is
work
from
Canva
Canva.
on
I
my
can teach you
iPad.
how to use Canva. Canva's not hard, really. It's really not. Got to get used to where the dang camera is. Abilities.
Oh, wow. Can you see that, honey? Is that beautiful?
And here's the back. Here's the. There are 7 chakra cards, a yes/no card, and 56 oracle cards.
Sweet.
This is the back.
Those are the backs of them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Here's one of the chakras. Here, I can do the heart chakra. And instead of saying heart chakra, it's the I love chakra.
I am love.
So I am in the process now of writing the book because I'm not going to do like these other people do and get this put out. I want an ISBN number. I want it copyrighted, and I'm going to sell it on Amazon. I'm doing this the right way. I'm not pushing it through to get it in a hurry. I want to do it the right way so people can buy it for many years to come if they choose to. And that also, I made the images really simple because if you're just learning, that's what you need. You don't need really complicated cards that the more you look at it, the more it sucks you in. You know, you just need to get that initial feeling.
That's why I like the everyday tarot. They're really small,
yes,
but they're like very simplified.
Yeah. And then you've got when you said every day, I thought you're going to the everyday enchantment. And I was going, that one's not simple by any means.
Well, I have the Star Tarot, and there are so many so many symbolisms in there, so many images that I'm like, oh boy, do I really want to use this when I go do the walk-in readings at Rising Goddess, or do I want to keep it more simplified so that when I'm reading so it's kind of like, but the images are more loving, more colorful. There's nothing, even the scary cards are not that scary.
Yeah, this is the everyday enchantment deck. This is my
that one.
That was my card from Sunday. But yeah, look at the book in this deck. Hello. Just a little bit in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the cards are huge.
Some of those images are
huge.
For me.
Look at the size of that dang card.
Yeah, no thank you. My hands are bad enough with the Star Tarot because they're long cards and they bend when I shuffle.
Yeah, back in the, oh God, I guess it was 19. Where was I working? Yeah, it was 94, 95. Yeah. I broke a little tiny bone right here.
Ouch.
Man, has that given me hell lately. You can see it's actually swollen right here.
Yeah.
I did that so long ago. But, you start getting old and arthritis sets in and your fingers start to twist and get knobby. And
have you seen these cards?
I love those.
I saw those with Andrea was using. So
Danny uses those. Danny uses those almost every Sunday.
Who?
Danny Shea.
Oh, does he really?
Mm-hmm. Bathrobe Tarot.
I had the funniest dream about him and Andrea the other night. Oh my God, they were like on they were like doing a tour, visiting places, and they happened to show up at the same place that I was living at, and they stayed overnight, and it was weird. And then people were coming from, that they knew were coming to my place, and I'm like, no, go. I don't know what that means. I'm not a
You
part
know?
of that circle. I don't know how they got into my dream like that. But
Well,
yeah.
you know, the dynamic four is Debbie, Andrea, Scott, and
Scott.
Danny.
Oh,
Um,
speaking of Scott,
you gonna be on? Are you gonna be on his
we're
channel?
working on doing a Friday night. I reached out to Scott because I'm
Good.
kind of like I can be very sensitive, and I know that theirs is kind of like like a bit of a click kind of like thing because it's going to happen. You're going to have people kind
Well,
of
because they all started at the same time. It's kind
yeah.
of like us. You know, they're all trying to grow their channels the same way.
And I was like, do I want to ask God to be on my channel
See, that kind of thing
or
doesn't
collect?
even. I don't even. That doesn't cross my
And
mind.
he turned
If I
around
want to ask him,
well,
I ask him.
so he was just like
It's
sure,
sweet.
these are the days that I'm good. And he goes, maybe we can get Deanne from Shield Maiden to join us.
Mhm.
So as soon as I know, I will. But
Cool.
I feel just kind of like, wow, these are
Well, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag a little early. Sorry, Sonia, if you're in here, Sonia Rainley. Monday, I will be on Soul Sisters with Into the
ooh.
Colored Lens storyteller Pat.
Oh, the
two
one
of
that
us.
does the drawings
Yes.
off
We're going to
camera.
be doing
Very
our
cool.
art and some cards and whatever comes along. I am so excited.
Oh, I want to see more and more art.
Yeah. Yeah. Art, cards, whatever. With me, it's all the same.
See, I have so many ideas. I can't keep straight with what I want to do.
I know now why I had to learn how to read cards. My purpose is to make them. And you got to really know what you're doing to make them. So I've tried for years and years before, and I didn't have the confidence that I have now.
Yeah.
And now it's just like I was going out the back door a while ago to water my flowers, and it just hit me. You know why you've done all this art all your life? And why you've always been a little bit odd and a little bit weird. I've always felt like I was
like
a watcher of a movie. Like I've never been a participant until recently, till I picked up my cards and went public with it. Now I have my world. I've got this place I connect to.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't fit in that other world because I'm not of that. I'm not like them. I used to be at one point, but I'm not anymore. So I was like, oh, every once in a while I get that puzzle pieces fit together. Yep. This is why I have been so obsessed with art, is to make cards that help people.
You used to be anxious. Then you allowed the love to come through your heart to make them.
Yes.
And now you're in that space where, of the void, where you can create and bring your. It was just like I had them and I had to keep shuffling them.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. Like the book that came from Archangel Gabriel, these cards came that way. Just like Andrea talks about, they come in a download. I just started one night after 3:00 in the morning, I'd sent out my card of the day. That's the first thing I do every day, is that Instagram card of the day. Because there's people on the East Coast that I want to get it there. When they get up, they have it. So I put it out at 3:00. So if they get up at 5, they've got it.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I go have my second and third sleep. But last week it hit me. Sentiments. They were just like hitting me.
That's what Kelly said, doesn't Cats? She just kept taking her marker and doing the dots, and she says it just once she started doing the dots, other patterns of the dots, and then other color, and she just said she's got like I think 100 something now. Like you know how the deck of character has like 111 cards.
111 cards, yeah.
I think she says she's up to that now.
My goodness.
She's just yeah.
I was wondering how she's doing because She
She's
was,
just taken right off. She's doing a lot.
well, she's working so hard at it though that gave her a pinched nerve.
I think she's
Because she
doing
was
better.
looking up. You got your angle,
Yeah.
your camera angle. If you're gonna do lives every single day and do them like she was doing,
Yeah, I
you
can't
get
do that. I have
nervous.
to.
You don't realize how nervous you are. You that you are
I get very
when
nervous.
you're doing lives until it's done, and then you're like, whew. I go, whew. Oh, I like that feeling. Who's else live? Is there somebody I can go hang out on their channel?
Mhm.
So I'm like shopping to see if anybody has where I can like take a link, grab a link
Oh.
and jump over there.
Let me ask you a question, because I know you'll be very honest and very open, and it'll be delivered in a nice way. If somebody is like a group of people, like say Nasty Women, or I see a group of people getting on, and they're reading live, is it wrong or inconsiderate to ask during the live if you could jump on and join them if they don't invite you? It's like, if you feel like, oh, I'm excited, I'm having fun watching them, is it okay for me to say, hey guys, can I join you? Or is that a no on a channel?
That, because you don't know what they have planned,
Gotcha.
that can throw a wrench in the plans. And then that kind of puts them in a position of, though, yeah, we'd love to have you, but
Yeah.
if they don't want you. You know what I'm saying? If they've got plans.
Unless they ask
better
anyway.
to try to do it as a plan thing. Like when you see that you get that reminder that they're going to go live, shoot them an email and say, hey, can I join you on your live tonight? And then that way it's between you and them, and it's not in the chat. And
that's what I thought. Okay. Because Lisa,
and I don't think
had
it's really an
Sharon
etiquette
ask.
thing. I don't think it's an etiquette thing. I think it's just a professional courtesy.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm still, wet behind the ears.
Well, I learned so I'm learning this stuff too just by watching and observing. I'm actually getting brave because there's 2 people I want to invite on my channel. Actually 3. One, I've been moderator for her for a long time. I think she'll come. That's Autumn. She'll come. She'll be on my channel. I'm not worried about that. Because she's the sweetest thing. She's just a delightful lady. Almost too sweet.
Well, she reads she says she only reads politics.
Mm-hmm.
And to
That's
me,
all she's
that
ever
would
done.
suck me dry.
That's all she's ever done. And she does it every single day.
I know that's.
But
I couldn't.
On her membership stuff, they do personal readings and other stuff. But she does not do appointment full-on personal. She's an author. She's a published author, so she doesn't have time to do the card reading as a profession.
That's another one of my goals is to
profession. Although
publish some books.
She makes some pretty good money. The thing about YouTube and monetizing with YouTube is that really gives them control of your channel. And they can choose to not let you monetize for the weirdest reason. Weirdest reasons. Like if you have too much stock footage in your videos, they'll turn you down. Just weird stuff.
Have you ever heard
I
Sloan
decided when I came back to YouTube that YouTube and their monetization purposes and all that, they could keep it all. I'm not doing only thing that includes fundraisers. Even though YouTube says they don't take anything out of the fundraisers, I still would rather do it on my own. Besides that, if you do it through YouTube, you kind of have you don't get to pick your charity. And I've picked a charity.
Well, Sloan Bell
it's a charity
constantly in trouble with YouTube.
It's a charity that artists are doing. It's called ArtOUR.org. It's the art. It's artists they sell and their stuff and raise money to help the organization, this particular organization that stops child sex trafficking, to the point of even rehabilitating the child
and
the family. And they work a lot and they mainly work internationally because they have a hard time. You break up the ring, the kid goes back to the family sells the kid to somebody else.
Yeah.
So getting it to understand, with the family
I've learned
and all
so
that,
much
and so
about that.
I'm going, yes, I gotta do this for a charity.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, any 10% of any money I raise, that's where it's going.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize how bad the trafficking is. And, I know she can be a bitter pill to swallow, but Sloan Bella used to live on the streets because of her abusive family in Canada. The ones that took her in, her adopted parents. And she worked at shelters. She knows the celebrities that people would never think would do anything like that. She knows people because she's lived in LA for over 30 years now, and she's read for people. She knows people that they would have to keep an eye on for the kids that would come in at night from, you know, so whether people agree with her
Yeah.
politics or her belief with the vaccine and everything, she really opened my eyes up to everything that goes on with,
Yeah.
especially
That's-
the
yeah.
orphan children, because who's gonna bother looking for them, and
Well, that's like everybody reads on the children at the border, kids in the cages at the border. I don't read on that. There's a reason I don't read on that. It's because the
I
night
don't
that
know
it
if I
came
can.
out that it was happening, I saw what was going on. I know what happens, and I know where they are. I don't have to read on it. They were sold.
Yeah.
They were sold. Why do you think DeVos was so involved? She owned adoption agencies
Yeah,
for rich
that's
people.
what Sloan's brought up.
That's why Sonia COVID Barrett is SCOTUS. It's because her husband is a partner with DeVos in their
Mhm.
adoption agencies.
Mm-hmm.
So they are covering their asses.
Yeah,
Those kids will all be found. They will be returned,
I
but
hope so.
they will be.
They're going to be scarred for life.
I would say they're going to be so fucked up.
Mm-hmm. And there's some that aren't going to survive.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people don't realize, but Nicole Kidman's dad, he was actually investigated, tried, and sentenced for trafficking children and using them in hunting games for the rich people.
Oh my God. And I love her.
Yeah. Her dad. I mean, she says she has nothing to do with her dad, but
I imagine she doesn't. She's got
it was in
little
the news,
girls.
but that's the media. They don't let you know certain things.
Oh no, if they get paid to not tell you.
Yeah.
They got to protect those celebrities because that's where their money's coming from.
That's why we'll never know the book because, they'll take out Max Ghislaine before any of those people come out of that book because people would, it would destroy people.
Look, they killed the dude in France. He supposedly was found dead in his cell, killed the same way as Epstein. So he was Epstein.
Yeah.
Though
some people have read on Epstein and they still feel like he might still be. No. Because of his ties and stuff, and
his evil essence is very strong, but he's not there.
Okay.
I can still feel his evil because it's basically a demon on him.
Yeah.
But his life essence is gone.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing there. He made my skin crawl so bad. And now when I see pictures of him, I see nothing. I get nothing. And so, I'm a childhood victim of child abuse, so sexual abuse. So at 12 years old. And so a man like Epstein, would have really loved me. I looked like I was 16 when I was 12. I was in a training bra at 9 years old.
Yeah, me too.
So, it's my mother's older brother. So you never know.
You never know, people.
And it's not always men.
Mm-mm.
Don't trust your babies with anybody but yourself. and that includes your spouse. That's just my baggage.
Yeah.
Because you
Especially
just
when
never
it's-
know what's running through a person's mind.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I dealt with that a long time ago. I've been through psychotherapy for over 20 years. I was diagnosed as clinically depressed. When I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, I tried to kill myself. But I was just diagnosed as clinically depressed at 18.
See, I never found out anything until my 40s when I did the first suicide attempt. And then
Yeah.
came to realize that all these years, yeah.
What my problem was I didn't know what I couldn't identify my emotions because bless my mom, her mother was from the Victorian era, and women were not supposed to have emotions because they were hysterical and you could get locked up in a mental institution. So you didn't show your emotions. So I was taught to stuff them. I never learned to identify them
And to release them. Yeah.
and how to deal with them. I was told, ooh, don't show your face like that. Ooh, don't. And all I heard out of that was, you don't measure up. You're not good enough.
Yeah.
And then I got into college because my father wanted me to go to college. I want to
Real
be an
talk.
artist, a singer and an artist. They put me
Me
in
too.
voice lessons as a child. And so I wanted to be a singer and I wanted to be an artist. And I nope, you can't make a living at those two. Those are hobby. I'm going, but Dad, when you're putting me through all these voice lessons and voice competitions and shit, you kept telling me how you wanted me to be the next Rosemary Clooney. But she didn't make no money? Yeah. So I went and I got a degree I got a associate's degree in general studies. Then I got a bachelor's degree in computers. The stress was so ridiculous in that job. I'm a certified Microsoft engineer. And hello, Tarot Love community. I am not volunteering to be Tarot Love community tech support. I love you all, but I hate fixing computer
Oh, really?
Oh, Jesus, God, it's horrible. It's horrible. So,
Have they reached out to you for help?
oh yeah, I get it a lot. Actually, last week I was asked to see if there was a way that I could circumvent a copyright issue. And I went, not even going to try. I'm a writer. I support copyright laws. You want to circumvent the copyright law, don't do it and let me know. I'll turn your ass in. Don't do that.
Wow.
Let me tell you this. I basically told her, if you're going to get involved in copyright issues, get an attorney. And that's all I got to say. Because what they were talking about doing, there was charging membership and yeah, and then doing a group thing with copyrighted material that's charging to use the copyrighted material technically, and that's blatant copyright infringement. Studios and shit will come after you for that.
Oh yeah.
And you better have a good attorney. You also better be ready for the FCC because they also will come after you for copyright laws. So I suggested that before they go any further, that maybe they should dig into copyright laws and see what they're trying to circumvent and what you're sticking your neck out for. And I haven't heard any more. So I have a feeling that got dropped. Because it's like, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. You want to shut us all down. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I put music in my videos, but it comes from YouTube's audio. And I don't pick the ones that you have to put it, cite all the stuff in your description. I only pick the ones that are 100% free. And then I avoid that because I've already been down the
I don't know how to do
road.
the editing and all the fun stuff that people do. So, but you see, That's what you get.
You know what though? I'm not an expert editor. I just play with it. And I play with it in my off time. Like I'll take a bunch of pictures and put them in, and I use Power Director because it's free to do all my editing in, and it's really easy because it's drag and drop. You touch it here and pull it here.
Sometimes even I have trouble with that stuff.
Yeah, well,
See, I'm
that's
one of the
not
ones that's
you.
a
That's a
visual
computer.
learner. You know.
Well, that's a computer too. Because believe you me, I have my issues too. You know,
I'm one of those people where someone sits next to me and says, "Okay, do this here. Okay, do that there. Okay, like now okay, and let me just do it. Okay, I'm getting it. You know, so it's like I have to
that's
have
how I
that.
teach computers. That's how I've always taught computers. I sit beside you, and you're doing it. I'll tell you what to do, but you're doing it. And at each step, I make you write it down. So you have something to refer back to when I'm gone.
Yeah.
Plus, you remember it better when you put it into words,
Mhm.
when you write it on a piece of paper. You learn all those funny little things when you go through the world of sales.
Yeah. I noticed Arlene shared something with us. I have a niece that happened to her at 8 by her father.
Yeah.
Oh,
By her
Arlene,
father's
I'm
brother.
so
She's gonna
sorry.
have to clean and try to recover. Yeah, God bless her. Yeah.
There are good groups out there in mental health professionals. I know some people in areas don't have as good
Yeah,
ones as
really.
they should. I'm blessed to have that type of service here where I'm at. My help has been excellent. But for someone that young, they're really going to have to, you know, even if she can maybe get a peer support specialist. I'm not sure, Arlene, where you're at. I mean, peer support is just grown exponentially within the last 8 years or so. And there's always, I'm actually at some point going to get certified to do it in New York State at least. But there are peer specialists that can help with, because they've been through the same thing. So a lot of times it's easier to find somebody who has been through what you've done, which is that trauma informed, that can help maybe make the other person make relax more, because it's like,
Talk.
okay, so
You
this
got someone you
person
can talk to who
that's been in that similar
knows what you've been through.
situation, instead of having somebody who might be
Oh, I
good
wish
coming
I would
from
have
their
had that.
heart. But yeah, I have both, you know, well, I haven't had a specialist in a while, but at one point my recovery, I had both of them. I had my professional and my peer support, and they worked really well together. So get her, you know, going now with the help, you know, because still mentally growing, you know.
That'll never stop. That'll always keep going. That's part of life. That mental give and take and pull and stretch. That's I'll be honest with you, it took everything I had today to be here. Because this is a new moon. My name isn't Moonchild by accident.
Yeah.
The moon messes with me big time, messes with my head, messes with, I mean, I'm foggy. My joints hurt. I woke up this morning with migraine. I never get migraines.
Yeah.
It's this particular moon. It's this particular one. It's such a powerful one that I was going to pull oracle cards on when we need to think about manifesting and some of our intentions during tonight and this moon. This is the moon to create what you want.
Yeah.
I put in my card of the day today. Pick your path, get on it, and go. It's time. We're moving forward. Last night, I only listened to like the last 5 minutes of the speech, but that's the only thing I really got from the speech was we got to move forward. We got to move forward. I never watched. I'm a script writer. I never watched the
really
State of the Union address. One of my father's best friends used to write speeches for Jimmy Carter. He was a GS-15. And then now as a scriptwriter, I see the formula. Every single one of them, it doesn't matter what party they're with, they always start the speech with current issues, the current real serious what's going on right now. That's what they start with. Then they talk about what they've accomplished. Then they talk about the work they still need to do. And then they do the rallying cry. Ta-da! Speech is over.
Yeah.
Every one of them follows that pattern every single time. Every single one of them. And Donald Trump uses it. He picked it up and took it to his rallies. Because that's exactly the formula he uses. And he learned that from political strategists. It's always done. It's all pomp and circumstances. It's let's get him pumped, get him patriotic, get him pumped.
Yep.
So I don't watch.
Has his issues with the politics, yeah.
So I don't watch it. I
don't either.
Because I know 3/4 of the people are bored to death and don't even want to be there because they don't agree with what the president is saying. You know? And then last night with the hecklers, last night had 2 hecklers that I didn't hear today what's going to happen to them. You know, Marge Trader Greed and Lowland Boobert.
I call her Bubblehead.
Oh, she's Barbie. Barbie Bubblehead. No, Barbie Bubblehead is Ivanka. She's Princess Purse. Boebert yelled out to Biden.
What an asshole.
That it was what was going on was his fault when he's talking about war. And he's just about to talk about the losses of war and his son, Bo. And Boebert goes, "It's your fault." And the Republicans all looked at her like, "Whoa, bitch, you just went too far." I was like, they turned against her? They gave her, "Whoa." And then Marjorie Taylor Greene said something too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I call her Trader Greed. Marge Trader Greed.
Yeah. I like calling her Gangrene.
Gangrene, yeah. Yeah. I call her Roid Face. Because she is a roid face. She and Putin have the same shaped face. You ever notice that?
Ooh.
Somebody goes, who was it? Was it Deb Z? I said something about she takes roids. You can tell by looking at her face. And Deb sees it and she goes, "Oh my God, she's got a roid chin." They get this squared off masculine chin. Women do when they take testosterone and stuff. You look at her lip. Now, I know dark-haired women get whiskers.
For entertainment purposes only, YouTube.
Yeah. If you look at the ticker tape, that's going on constantly down here. Welcome for entertainment purposes only. Ask your questions for a short reading. I appreciate you being here. Your donations are graciously accepted to help improve the channel. Please like, subscribe. See, I don't like having to say all that. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. That drives me crazy in other people's channels too. You know, when you're watching a video and then you get the little animation that pops up with the subscribe and a little bell and the finger that touches it. It's like, no, I'm watching your video, dude. The more you bug me and distract me from your video, the more I'm going to go on. You don't want to take the attention away from what you're saying.
Now, I want to ask you a question because I popped this up a couple times in chats for questions. And nobody wanted to answer. A goon. Yeah, she is a goon. I'm wondering if 45 helped Putin with information and gave him stuff to be able to do this attack on Ukraine. And nobody seems to want to answer them. Like,
they don't want to read on that because that's scary.
Yeah, but I want to know if they're going to find that out and if he's going to be brought up on charges for that too.
There's so many things that can be brought up on charges for. If we start making this huge giant checklist, we'll never get through with this shit.
Yeah.
I want it over with. I want it done. I want to move on.
Yeah.
I'm
Me
ready
too.
to make peace with my fellow Americans. All of them, whether I agree with their politics or not.
Yeah.
I want to make peace with them. I'm tired of being angry and scared. Tired of it. I'm exhausted of it. I'm not really scared because I know I got, got that insight that the average person doesn't have.
Mm-hmm.
So that, but that also, I have an insight that the average person doesn't have. I see things people don't know. It's just like you watch Celtic Tarot
That's a
Sheila,
great
and when
gift.
she goes into some of her remotes, yeah. I saw she's been saying we have no idea how close we were to losing everything. She says it's a breath and a sentence away from losing it all. And yesterday it was like it really hit me how close. If Biden hadn't won that election, the United States would be Ukraine right now.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on in Ukraine would be going on here if he would have been reelected.
Well,
And it would have been worse because we'd have had the Kool-Aiders.
Yeah.
So that scares me, Hey, Harley. Sorry, Harley, we're talking politics.
Oops. I'm surprised Shan's sitting here being quiet, especially when it comes to politics. But yeah.
Oh, I never try to talk politics. Harley knows he and I have talked politics and it goes on for a couple of hours.
But yeah, I
Oh,
believe it, and
well,
he
and I can have intelligent conversations because he's more conservative and I'm very liberal, but we don't disrespect each other in the conversation. So I enjoy talking to Harley. It's interesting, I get it, GM. All of our factories got to come back. We got to get our manufacturing back. I have friends that were afraid that, this is another thing that I wish they would read more about. Maybe I should do it.
Do a show
with
the questions.
But China, the people that are afraid that China's going to get mad over all of this and call in our debt. And I'm going, they devalue our dollar by calling in our debt. What does that do to their economy? Who's their biggest customer? The United States, folks. You devalue our dollar, it directly affects their profit margin. They're not going to do that. They're going to stand back and watch and be the snake and do it a different way. There's a reason why they've had a civilization for thousands of years. Never underestimate the Chinese.
See, now Shan feels is okay if I bring this up, that instead of having all these different governments, and not knowing and trying to do and deal with every country with their governments and whatnot, that there should be like a one united government. And I said, I don't know, that's kind of that thought just kind of scared me, but I was just curious to see, because you know so much about politics, what your take would be on it.
I could see that maybe in the year 3000.
Well, I was thinking they ought to start on. I was thinking they ought to start on it right away, because
we've got to get people to understand that we're citizens of the earth first, and not citizens of countries. And we can't even talk to each other about our own,
Yeah. But we have a bigger problem with this climate change thing going on. We need that. I'd rather them free Trump, take away all his assets, just let him go free, take all his money away, take all his property away, and get on with taking care of the climate, taking care of the infrastructure, and taking care of the economy.
And the schools.
And the what?
And schools.
Well, the schools are included in the infrastructure.
Oops.
All right. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, but
my bad.
What I'm saying is we need to dwell on that, and the sooner we do it, the better. And I think our government needs to. We can't be if we get involved with other countries, we're always going to be to blame. If we had a global government, there's no blame because it's unity. It's a solidarity of the global government of all the, NATO and NATO and what is that? The World Bank. The currency, the economy works into it, and all the free countries. If they were all to get together and show that democracy can work, none of this bipartisan stuff. Just have every country and every state represent itself under one house.
That's what, like when I say it about the year 3000 is because I'm thinking Star Trek. That's the kind of, it's that far in the future. We have to get our education level fixed first before
That's
people
true,
will even begin to understand.
Understand that? Yeah, that's true. But if we don't start on it now, we're never going to get there. And the quicker we do, and the more energy we put into that, the quicker it will take place. But the people with all the money don't want that to happen because it takes them off their soapbox.
Well, yeah, and it directly affects them too because he made them a lot of money.
Yeah.
All over the world. Yeah.
Legal, illegal. Yeah.
Yeah.
He put the corporations. He put the corporations in the ruling party. Is what he did.
Oh, I watched something yesterday.
Oops. Sorry, guys.
By the what is he? The Secretary of Labor for the past few years. I guess he's retired now. His name was Reich or something like that.
Oh yeah, he was Clinton's.
Yeah,
he was Clinton's Secretary of Labor. He's the man. He's got a PhD. Teaches at like Harvard or Yale.
Yeah,
he's
I watched something on YouTube. It was called Inequality for All, and it explained exactly what's happened the past 40 years.
Yes.
I mean, since
it's
the
been
70s.
A systematic plan.
Yeah. That's pretty interesting. Okay, now I'm done.
No, I love it. That's cool. No, I agree. Forget bipartisanship. The way the GOP are going. Oh well, we can't have bipartisanship if you don't have bi. Bi requires two. Only one side is saying we want bipartisanship. The other side is saying we don't want to talk to you because you're socialist, communist, baby eaters.
She's answering a comment.
Yeah.
Robert Reich.
Robert Reich, love him. Yeah, I love him too. I watch everything he does on YouTube. He's the one that really made it loud and clear that it's the 1% of the 1% that rule the world. They have all the money.
Yeah.
And, that's the old family. It's like the Rothschilds and stuff. They've always had all the money.
Yeah.
It's always been that way. But it is time to change, and it's changing. And this new moon is bringing it in, and that's why I'm feeling such a weird energy. I didn't sleep hardly at all last night. I tossed and turned, and I thought I didn't sleep at all because I kept dreaming about this live stream. I don't remember what I dreamt, but I was dreaming about our live stream. And I woke up, and it was like, damn it, I got to get some sleep. I got to do that live stream. And I looked at the clock, it's 4:45. Whoa, girl, you're 2 hours late getting up. Get your shit together.
Yeah, but make sure you get your rest though, because that's when your body heals. Is when we're in.
Oh yeah. Well, what I'll do is when we're done here, I'll eat lunch and then I'll take a nap. And my nap usually, it depends if I take my nap around 4, because I have to wait till the mail gets here, and it gets here between 3 and 4. And if I take my nap around 4, I'll wake up at like midnight. And then I'm done. I'm ready to get up and do my day. It's like, and I've missed everybody's live streams, all the fun in the evenings. It's like,
it's 3:30 here.
Early.
Yeah.
Like my brother used to say, I go to bed at dark:30 and get up and I get up before dark awake. I'm like, okay. I never could understand him because I used to be a vampire when I was young. It's like, morning, what's that? I'm allergic to those. That's sleep through morning.
Yeah, being a college student, I would be up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning or later working on art projects because it was quiet. I could paint. I had my music, and then when I was done, I just go to sleep and then get up for my afternoon classes.
Yeah, and you don't have interruptions to work on your. That's the thing that I always had the hardest time. Well, when I was really doing a lot of artwork, my parents were here, and I was taking care of them, my elderly parents. Talk about interruptions. So it was really hard to focus. So I started taking an art class so that I would have one afternoon, 3 hours a week. Cost me $20 for a 3-hour art class. One-on-one with the teacher. She'd have like 10 of us in the class, and she would come around. We'd all pick the paintings we wanted to do, and she would come around and help you with your paintings. Awesome way to learn. Wow. So I can teach people because I know her method. I can teach anybody how to pastel paint.
That's the way Da Vinci did it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I watched Bernie talk, and I felt echoes from the parallel reality where he's president. That's the reality I'm moving to.
Yeah.
I'm a Bernie. I feel that Bernie burn. I remember that when he came to Tucson, and when he first ran, I was like, that's a kooky, wild scientist looking dude. I'm thinking he was like the crazy scientist because that's when his hair was long and
like Lloyd from the Back to the Future.
Yeah. Yes, Christopher Lloyd. I love that. Oh yeah, I love Bernie. I've watched him in his whole career too. Yeah. I watched Joe Biden his whole career, and I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people in this community love him so much. Joe Biden. I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Yeah. None of them are perfect, really.
Well, they're human beings and they're politicians. On top of being human beings. To be a politician, you're a professional liar in my book, so I don't believe any of them.
And I get shot down. Really, people are really nasty to me when I talk about Tulsi, so I can't talk about Tulsi and what I like about her.
You like Tulsi? Or you're being sarcastic?
I know I do.
You like Tulsi?
I like Tulsi. I might mean. See, that's why I say I can't mention.
No, you can. No, you have a right to your opinion. It's fine. I don't agree.
AOC.
I don't agree with the Democrat that will go to a Nazi gathering and do a speech. Sorry. Like she did over the weekend at CPAC. Did you know she spoke at CPAC?
No.
She did.
Oh, several did.
Tulsi Gabbard spoke at CPAC last weekend. So
there's like 2 or 3 that had gone to that. Yeah.
I got to shake his hand when he was in Tacoma. Bernie, really? Oh, I have a friend in Bend who got to shake Biden's hand. Or not Biden's hand, Obama's hand when he was running for re-election. So she actually got to shake his hand because when he was president, not just wannabe. So, yeah. No, they're all the same. They all have their own personal agendas. And that's who they're loyal to, not us. We all vote them in with our hopes and dreams and don't pay any attention to who the real person is. We hear what the sound bites are, what their strategists want us to know and want us to hear to get them elected and keep them in that job, because in that job they get rich. You get away from, you cut out that insider stock stuff, there won't be as many people wanting to run to be senators and congressmen anymore.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that too. I was thinking that if if the government,
millions of dollars they rake in.
Yeah, if they didn't have the lobbyists, if the government actually paid them out of their pocket a decent wage, and if they got the corporations out of the whole picture, maybe they'd be able to concentrate on all the issues that we got going instead of thinking about the lobbyists, about the corporations.
Yeah, thinking about getting elected next time.
Yeah.
And the lobbyist, who's going to pay me more?
Yeah.
Someone, I watched a video today. It's a really neat retired vet in Texas. And he was showing, he got a letter from one of his subscribers that's Ukrainian in Ukraine. And she was talking about what was going on. And I didn't know that's what his video was going to be about, because he's usually about his ranch and wildlife and stuff. But it upset me. I have intentionally not watched images of the damage and the destruction because I can't take it. I can't. I will curl up in my bed and cry until this is over.
And you can't do
And
that.
in that video, he had a tank running over. This little car comes just going down the highway, and one of the Russian tanks just comes towards that car, runs right over it, and stays on top of it. Just sits on it, the tank on top of the car. And I was like, that says everything. But those tanks aren't doing that. This was from a couple days ago. Those tanks can't do that now because you know what's been happening? Their gas tanks have been getting holes drilled in them. Gas out of the gas tank.
The Russians are doing
Russians are doing it themselves.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to do this.
Right.
Yeah, they don't want to. Or a lot of them are just giving up, saying here.
So that one with the car had to been from like the first day. Had to been. I couldn't believe it. I was like, no, don't show that shit here. I don't want to see that stuff. And if you're going to see that stuff, you need to warn people if you're going to put that in your video when it's totally out of character for your channel.
I don't know if it was that car, but another car got run over like that, or maybe the same car. And they pulled
a black car.
Oh, yeah. They pulled the man out, and he was alive. He survived it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought that was amazing.
The tank just, you've seen still. There's a video happened back in the 1980s, back when all the news companies had the helicopters in the sky in LA, and they're always showing OJ that time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And someone stole the tank from a National Guard armory and was going down residential.
Oh, I remember that.
And they got stuck between two of the highways.
Yes.
And
all I could think of at first, that's what I was thinking of when I saw that video, was that one in LA, because that one in LA is funny as hell. I'm laughing my ass off, but then it stopped on top of the car. I just thought it would just like go over the top of the car and keep going, but it stopped on top of the car. It's like, no, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Yes, get Citizens United overturned.
Get what overturned?
Citizens United.
Citizens United?
You would be surprised how many people in this country have no idea what that is. You don't know?
Mm-mm.
It has nothing to do with American citizens. It basically says that corporations have the same rights as a human being.
Human being. Yeah, that's what Reich explained too.
So that means they have the right to fuck you over if they choose to, because they're human beings. They're not corporations. Because human beings, we screw each other over all the time. Don't go to jail for it. Citizens United, that's where that opened it up for all the CPACs and the big super PAC shit money to come in. Made it perfectly legal. In the eyes.
If I ever have a political thing that I don't understand, I'll just email Katie and she'll set me straight.
I've been doing, my father was a big time politics guy. And so I've been following these guys for a long, long time because I didn't have a choice, because he was. He worked for the national government. We paid a lot of attention to shutdowns and who got elected and who was appointed, because he worked for the Department of Interior. Deb Haaland is my miracle lady. I grew up under so many screwed up assholes in the Department of Interior. I love her. Thank God for her. So, I lived through 2 government shutdowns where my dad didn't get checks for a couple months. Just because some jerk like Newt Gingrich decided that I'm not going to let you do what you want to do. Fuck you. Because you won't do what I want to do. Just the mansion and cinema. Someone, that video that I saw with the tank, his point of the video was, please, please, please contact your congressman and tell them we're not doing enough. And that was what his point was. And I was like, dude, who you gonna contact in Texas that's gonna give a shit? Ted Cruz?
Yeah.
Who am I gonna contact in Arizona that's gonna give a shit? Cinema, Gostart, or Biggs? I have one senator that I can contact to get what I need, and that's Mark Kelly, Captain Mark Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. It's not politics related.
Sure.
All right. Since you brought up Manchin's name and he's a coal king, I was thinking about Pennsylvania and that underground fire. How come nobody ever tries to?
They can't put it out because it's fumes that's burning.
Oh.
It's that fine coal powder. It's highly explosive.
Oh,
and
so
if
that's
they
why
try
they
to
can't
even
take
go
him.
in there, it can make it worse.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. They just have to let it burn out.
That's going to take a very long time.
Yeah, it'll thousands of years. I'm more concerned about the sinkholes in the Arctic and the Siberia. That's the methane. That's scary.
Right.
That's scary.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I watch a lot of PBS.
Oh, that's like that. Like the gates of hell over there in Turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something. But that was a methane hole caused by an oil derrick, I guess. An oil platform.
Yeah, the oil rig explosion.
Yeah.
Wasn't that? And there's people coming forward, like Biden was saying in the speech last night. Now he really wants people to start investigating in the VA because of the soldiers that were in Afghanistan and Iraq. During the first Gulf War, they're coming up with cancer in screwy places, and they're finding that those are the guys that were near those burning dumps, toxic
burn
dumps.
Pits. Yeah.
The burn pits.
Yeah, he's been trying to get VA doctor for about 4 or 5 months now, and they still haven't contacted him.
Oh man, I wish you were here in Tucson. My next door neighbor works at the VA hospital.
Oh.
We got a big VA hospital here. Really big one.
Yeah, but the one that we have here in Buffalo and stuff are not good.
This one here and the one in Phoenix were the ones that got in a lot of trouble for not approving people. A few years, 10 years ago or so. Hey, Tucson, Arizona's politics, I don't usually get involved in because it's always a mess. We had Fife Symington for governor. Fife Symington is the guy that designed the savings and loan scandal that shut down the savings and loan companies. And he did it when he was our governor. And he went to prison for it when he was our governor. You know what he does now? He's a big-time pot grower. He knows where the money's at.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
Well, they can find ways.
But at least he's doing something positive now instead
of there you go.
Scamming people. But yeah, he's the reason we got it legal in Arizona because it's recreational here now.
Yeah.
Did you know, Heather?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's recreational here. So
yeah,
that's why I can grow
a certain amount.
I can have up to 6 plants per season, per person, per household, per season. Arizona has 3 growing seasons instead. Most places only have 2. You can get 3 of them in.
Remember, she's got other people too.
So that's like I could get like a quarter of a pound off of 1 plant. That's a lot of weed that I can have on hand.
Over there in Arizona, can somebody go in without a medical card and just buy over the counter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's recreational.
They need to do that here.
They need to do that in the whole country.
Yes, the whole country.
They really do.
Yeah, good friend of mine has a.
The tax revenue is in Colorado. Just I was watching the normal site on Instagram. Colorado just collected the highest amount of taxes due because of the marijuana industry, higher than ever estimated anywhere in the world. They were the first ones to make it recreationally legal. Yeah. They took it and turned it into a luxury You know, bed and breakfast, get the limousine. What kind of weed do you want to smoke on your way home on your way to the bed and breakfast from the airport, kind of a thing.
Oh, that's kind of the wrong thing too. They're always making a money thing out of it, and then they turn it into like big farm thing, and it was supposed to be for the little growers. It wasn't supposed to be for the big mega corporations to do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, we have limits. You can't have, like, I can only have 6 plants per person, unless I'm a licensed caregiver grower. And then they have limits, different limits for different licenses according to how you pay for the license.
Yeah.
So that's where you get the giant growers. They grow for dispensaries. So
Yeah.
well, I don't have any problem with dispensaries. Don't get me wrong. I know what's in what I use because
Right.
There you go, because you grow it.
exactly. And I don't know what they use. Although I only go to one here in town. There's 15 dispensaries. I only go to one. And because they know me, they know what I like, and they know I'm picky.
I
They
hope
also
we have
know
the
that I
right-
pay attention to things like the chemicals that are in vapes that were putting teenagers in the hospital, stuff like that. And I'm like, do you guys use this? Because it's a certain kind of vitamin E. You use this in your vapes? No. Okay. I'm it's my body, you know. I've been through too much with it to not pay attention to it now. I'm a cancer survivor. Yeah. Feels good to be healthy for a 64-year-old woman.
I hope we didn't scare any of your chatters away in the chat room.
You didn't.
Yeah.
This is what it was last week. It was Kat and I. Oh, actually, last
we
week.
did. Oh no,
It was.
I'm so.
Huh?
I'm sorry, hon.
No. I said you didn't. This is exactly the way it was
didn't.
last week. I
Oh.
usually ends up with Kat and I in here shooting the shit. And last week, Cappy's mom. It was Cappy's mom, Cat Shepherd, and I doing it in the last hour. It's really interesting because the first hour is usually mostly my grower friends, and then the last hour, because someone, I think it's Celtic, it's Sheila Angel Feather. I think she's on the first half hour or hour that I'm on. So we're over top of each other.
Yeah,
so
a
I
couple
don't think
people
very
have been
many of the
overlapping.
spiritual
Yeah.
tarot community people in here until the second hour. So, but I don't always stick around until the second hour. It just really depends.
Yeah, Debbie comes on, I think, in about 15-20 minutes or something like that.
And I'm usually make sure she comes on at 2. And she comes on at 2:30 and I'm done at 2 because I don't miss Debbie.
Oh, I love Debbie.
I don't miss that sweet lady. Oh, she's so, yeah, she's somebody definitely who needs to come on and talk about flow. That lady knows flow. She knows flow personally.
But for the new moon, I've been shuffling, and this is the card I pulled for new moon. Oop. People can see it instead of my face.
Isn't it beautiful?
Sophia. I'm trying to get it so that people
can see the
glare
rose.
too much. But there we go. It's a little bit better. You can see, her coming out.
Oh, there you go. That's so pretty.
It is divine plan, wisdom, intelligence within, and destiny. So this new moon, it's time to go within, download that wisdom, connect with your divine guides, whatever your higher power is, and take this new moon and set that course. It's your destiny. It's the time to put those plans into action. The little seeds, that need to be planted. Now is the good time to do it. It's, you got the divine behind you. You have the wisdom of your ages with you, and it's time to just start putting that in and allowing that to manifest. So I just love how it's dark and you got the rose blooming out of the darkness. So
and the woman that she's in that
right out of it.
Beautiful pose. It's like the I surrender completely pose. I got goosebumps on that. You see me go.
It's a beautiful deck. Every card does that to me.
When I get touched like that and I get the goosebumps down my spine, that's usually because an angel touched me. You're right on.
So there she is coming down. And was kind of
Yeah.
hard to see because it's so layered. It's like that,
Yeah.
almost like that DNA kind of like, connection in and out, in and
Oh,
out. So
yes. The
it's in
helix.
our DNA. We're divine
The helix.
DNA.
Yeah. Oh, I see it now because you can see it easier towards the bottom.
Yeah,
You see
and
where
it
it ends.
goes
And then when you fall, you
all
can follow it up.
the
That's
way down.
cool.
Yep. Yeah,
That
that
is
artist
really
was in
awesome.
touch. That's definitely true.
Yes. Well, let's see what I get for the new moon. Oh, I love these cards. I got goosebumps. Oh, let me get it over
Oh, sorry.
here. There we go.
Divine
Divine
connection.
connection, and it's the number 8. Infinity. And she's holding a lotus, a sacred lotus in her hands. And it's the sacred lotus because it's glowing with pure white light. Look in the sky. It's Aurora Borealis. And you got
I hope to see
Stonehenge.
one of those.
And you've got the obelisks, the Stonehenge stones that follow her path into the water. I get so much water. Every Saturday Solutions is just all the cards are water cards.
Because the world is full of emotions.
We're
right
so
now.
emotional. Yeah. Plus, water is flow, water is cleansing. But water is also very damaging.
And also, it looks like she's floating in water as well, too. So
yes.
Oop.
Yeah. That's what I was kind
But,
of thinking of that, diving into the deep end of the pool.
The primordial waters.
Exactly. Immersing yourself
Into the primordial waters.
Yep.
It's like she's coming out of that center and being birthed into the primordial.
These are the Earth Wisdom cards, everybody. Real easy. They're like $17.95 on Amazon and $9.99 on eBay. I was like, hell yeah, I'll save $8. I'll buy it on eBay. I'm usually an Amazon person, but I've been trying to get away from buying so much on Amazon.
There's a deck that Lisa has that I love, but it's no longer in print. It's called the something Marie deck that she uses.
Kind of like my
something Marie
tarot love deck. Everybody was going, I want that cards. I want those cards. My tarot love deck. But I did.
Oh yeah, that was one of them that saw that. I like the colors.
It's printed in Switzerland in 1989. It is no longer in print. Oh. And it was given to me as a gift. I looked it up on eBay, and the only one I saw on eBay for sale was $75.
Huh. Wow.
They're good. They're nice cards too. They're like the plasticky ones.
I was a junior in high school.
They're easy to shuffle. But yeah.
Very nice.
Look at the back of them. Aren't they pretty? The thing is about them though, certain ones resemble the vagina. So some people can be here's a real good one to describe that. The High Priestess. Little bit looking vaginal.
Ooh, yeah. I would say so.
We're talking, this is the Tarot of Love. But then here's the King of Blossoms, and I love this. Because look at those blossoms are hearts. And in this deck, blossoms are cups.
He's got one quite interesting fro there going. I like his fro.
So someone gave them to me. I got given 3 decks of cards by a friend whose mother was a tarot reader, Native American tarot reader, and she had cancer and was not with brain cancer, and she couldn't do it anymore. And so he asked me if I wanted some of her decks, and I was like, oh my gosh, yes. First off, I'm real picky about used decks because sometimes you can't clear them. But knowing him, I knew they were okay because she raised him. And I was like, yeah, well, 2 of the 3, the 2 of them together were $1,300.
Wow.
And they're Native American decks. And they're from like 1998 and 1999. And Some of them are in print. Some of them, well, I made a big deal because one of them even has a book and everything that goes with it.
I still have my Jamie Sam's medicine cards. The animals.
Yes, I have those. I actually just got those for Christmas year before last because that's another deck that you can't hardly find. It was $50 and I bought it, but it was a Chris. I got an Amazon gift, $50 gift card for Christmas, and she told me to buy something that I'd always wanted. And I went, oh, the animal medicine cards, yes, yes, because I'd wanted them for years. This one is one of the,
I want to get the Collect Bear and Read ones.
this is a $900 deck. A
$900.
$900 deck.
Wow.
Yeah, they're really cool, but they're hard to read with because Connie Brown had loved them. I actually was going to give them to her before I found out how much they were worth because they're Native American, they're Navajo, Corn people, and they're the Yays. They're the Navajo Hopi Yays. So you will recognize them from living in Flagstaff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this deck. I absolutely love it. But yeah, it's a, and then I have another one that's rock art. It's all different tribal rock arts from all over the world. And it's worth $950. So these don't get used a lot.
I don't blame you.
I couldn't believe he gave them to me. He had no idea they were worth that. And I told him, I'm like, dude, you know how much these decks are worth, don't you? Because he's got 2 little boys. And he's like, oh no, enjoy. Because he gets that concept. What you give comes back tenfold. So, yeah, I'll give you something valuable so I can get $9,000. So worth $9,000 instead of $900. That's how it works. Yeah, when you're manifesting. Something I talked about last week that I'm still trying to decide if I really want to do it or not is teach about the Gospel of Thomas.
Oh, that's right.
From the Nag Hammadi.
Gospel of Mary?
No,
the Gospel of Thomas.
Oh, Thomas.
Yes, that's where Jesus teaches you how to manifest. And then basically the reason that was taken out of the Bible, because if you follow the Gospel of Thomas, there's no reason for a priest or any kind of hierarchy in the church. No reason for a church.
Right.
Yep.
And that's why it's called a Gnostic text, was because it was, the Gnostics were the most radical Christian group. They kept it. That's the only reason, because of the Dead Sea Scrolls. That's the only reason why we have these Gnostic texts.
Yeah. And they were meant to be.
Nag Hammadi is a place, but it's also the name of the book. Yeah, first time I ever heard of it was through watching Greg Braden. Have you ever watched him?
Yes, Shan loves Greg Braden.
I've actually had him comment on a couple of my Instagram. I follow him really close. I'm always commenting on his stuff, and I don't know, in my Instagram, his posts 3/4 of the time end up my story. So I think he's noticed. I don't know, but
very cool.
And he lives in Santa Fe. So I would love to do something someday. That is my dream, is to work with him. Hey, Tony?
Yes, Shining Hawk just did a video. Released a video.
Oh, good. Cool. Yeah, she popped in here for a couple seconds last week. My friend Tony.
I love Tony.
No, I was saying there's a couple people that are kind of controversial that I'm going to ask to my channel. And that's Jen Lynn. Jen Lynn's Tarot.
Crystal?
No.
Oh, the other
Not
Jen
Jen's World. Jen Lynn Tarot.
Okay.
And Tarot's Apprentice.
Yeah, I watched
them for years.
you're not allowed to like read along with them in the chat. So I had to be very careful,
Yeah.
after that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I can understand that. It's distracting.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just read where you just tell what the cards are, that doesn't mean anything. You got to tell what the cards are meaning to you. Because if you just say six of chords, ace of spades, two of cups,
Well, that's what I do.
you got to say, what is it? What is the ace of spades telling you? What is that in connection with that? See, that's not reading, that's just pulling. That's pulling cards. That's not reading cards.
Well, usually if Debbie catches something that I do, that would she'll be like, and I love it when
Debbie and Denise are a little different because they teach that way. Mm-hmm. But you're going to find that a lot of them are going to be, gotcha. What do you mean? What are those cards saying to you? They will ask you, what is those cards saying to you? Because I used to do that and I had to quit because I couldn't always answer because I was waiting for them to tell me what the cards meant. And that's backwards. I was pulling cards at the same time as they were so that I could learn it better. Not necessarily so that I could say what I got.
Yeah.
And I find more often than not, I get it in my ear. I hear the questions.
I'm just trying to
writing when they'll start out reading with and they ask a question. I get the answer. I don't have to read cards to do it. So I guess I'm a medium. I'm psychic.
I was told that I was, and I'm like, but then when someone listened to my process, I had the person say, well, what do you mean? You just told us that this is the card, but you got the feeling that this is what. And I said, yeah. And he goes, well, that's mediumship. And for me, mediumship is seeing spirits and,
that's
being able to hear them and stuff. And so I never considered myself. But he told me I was.
Working towards becoming a mystic is what I would like to be. I've got some books on going from empath to mystic. So I'm a really strong empath.
That's something I would like to have a conversation with about.
Being a mystic?
Yeah, like in one of those group discussions, what is asking everybody, what's your definition or understanding of mystic and what, how does it connect with, what is the definition of like a mediumship and kind of get that kind of a conversation going. That's fascinating.
There you go. There's an idea for your channel. You take off on some of these things, girlfriend.
But the thing is, though, is I have a lot of nice subscribers. And I try to make sure that when I go live, it's not when most other people are live.
Good luck.
Well, I've been finding a little bit of a time, but I only get I want to be able to build my channel up more so that I can get more people to come in so that we can, invite people to be able to have that.
There's so many of us now. There's so many of us. There's no way you can not schedule on top of someone else.
Yeah.
I grabbed Thursday between 5 and 6 every other week because it was open on the calendar. That's really important to use that calendar. A lot of the readers don't. A lot of them don't. And what's sad is Renee will promote the shit out of you if you use that fucking calendar because that's where she gets it from. Who's on what day, when. That's where she gets it from. She goes to the calendar boop, 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 and posts it. So if you want your channel to be promoted, you got to be really active with Renee. Talk to her. She's wonderful. She's fun. Talk to her. And any questions that you have, any concerns that you have, she's the one to talk to. Because she's the one, she knows everybody. We don't. And she may be able, like if you're wanting to do a partnership with like Soul Sisters, Nasty Women Tarot, their partnerships are golden, awesome. It would be so fun to do. I can't do that because my body is so weird. I would be letting them down all the time. But I love those. I love those. And if I could, I would love to have a partner to do that with. I kind of have one that's coming up in April, but she's new to the community. My friend Rachel, she's in the chat a lot when we're here. She's very into Norse and Viking stuff. She's going to be doing a retreat for the spring equinox and then coming on my channel to talk about it. She and I have been talking for years about doing some kind of a podcast or something to talk about crypto. And she and I are like Scott and Andrea with their Mystery Science Theater.
I want to do those kind of videos too. And I have to just make sure that, I don't kind of, take too much from their format. But I love mysteries.
Well, go for it. You can, you know what? You're going to find that Andrea and Scott are the nicest people, and they're there to help you. They want to help you build your channel. That's why Scott said yes to you.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I've read for Scott through email already.
Oh wow,
which was nice.
He's the nicest person. He's the best guy.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with all the certain ET things, but I've learned so much from him though, and I love that
his and Andrea's take on ET scared the living shit out of me the first time I heard them talk.
Yeah.
And then I started paying attention to what Aspie, Third Eye says, and some of these other people that have more of an insight into ETs and a connection with them. And all of a sudden I'm going, yeah, why wouldn't they have always been among us? They can cloak themselves. They have abilities far greater than we ever dreamed of.
Yeah.
Like why wouldn't they be here? This is the learning planet for the galaxy. This is where you come to learn what free will is all about. So they've already been through it. So they come to watch us. And I think we're kind of like their SNL.
The Truman Show.
Like Ukraine happens. And then, but the thing is, they keep saying that ETs won't let those nukes be set off. Yeah. And then, like Sherry H., she says, but they didn't stop the ones in Japan.
I said that too that night.
Yeah. But here's my take on this. The nukes we have now, one can destroy the Earth 10 times over or more. Those nukes in Japan hit one town. See what I'm saying? That hit 2 towns. They didn't hit the whole Asian continent and wipe it out. Like what we have now.
Yeah.
So the degree is different. I have an ex-friend who is working on that project, the NASA project, looking for life on Mars. And they're looking at pottery shards on Mars. They really do believe that Mars had a civilization on it that was wiped out by nuclear war. Wow. And the ETs can't let that happen again because it causes such disruption throughout the whole universe. So that's where I see that. Yeah, I believe that with my whole heart. They can't let it happen because we're so stupid with it.
Yeah.
Humans. Sometimes I wonder, I'm looking at, my kitty's in here. Hey, let me go get Lily.
Aww,
cutie. Follow. I can't get her. She won't let me pick her up. She make me turn red if I pick her up.
Uh-oh.
She's a spooky girl. She loves to be petted and loved on, but don't grab and hold her. She'll scratch the shit out of you. You need welder's gloves.
We all have our boundaries.
Well, she and her brother were found at like 3 weeks old. Well, there was 4 of them. 3 weeks old under a bush, a greasewood bush out in the desert, abandoned. So they were bottle fed. So they don't know how to hunt or any of that. They're just spoiled, rotten kids. My babies.
Yep.
That's what I got them for, I always wanted a Maine Coon. I like big breeds. I'm into Irish Wolfhounds and Great Danes. And I had a German
my friend, Nikki Frankie. I just saw her for the first time in months last Saturday. She had me come over and have some pizza with her. The girls were out, and she's got a Great Dane. And oh my God, this dog is over 150 pounds, and he's still growing.
Oh
And
man.
oh my God, his name is Norm, and just the slobber. And she's like, I go, that's okay. And I'm petting him. But oh my God, he's a freaking horse.
Yes, literally. Yeah.
I'll
Well,
have
the
to send you a
largest dog,
picture.
actually, the Guinness World Record dog for the largest dog used to live here in Tucson. It was a gunmetal gray, Great Dane.
Really?
You used to see him, George. You see him every once in a while. And he'd always get pictured with the smallest dog, which was a long-haired Chihuahua. And that dog was freaky looking because it was so little. Its teeth were all gnarly and stuff. But this Great Dane was just big, beautiful. That gunmetal gray with a white sheen. He's beautiful.
Oh, wow.
But they don't live very long. They only live like 10 years, 15 years at the most.
Yeah, she likes to rescue purebreds that have been abused, or people are just like, oh well, they're older now, so here,
I don't want it anymore. Yeah, it's not a cute puppy anymore.
She's got a
or it
bulldog
gets some kind of an illness that's going to cost them to go to the vet, and they don't want it anymore. Take it to the shelter.
She had a greyhound too.
Oh, I love them. Retired greyhounds. I
one.
want one of those. Problem with retired greyhounds, I'm a cat person. And because how they train them to run, they train them to chase rabbit skin, which will make greyhounds chase cats. So greyhounds will kill a cat if they can catch it. So, Katie, you have loved. Oh, I'd have loved your horse. Of course, I love horses. Wow, 17.2 hands and weighed 1,500 pounds. Small draft, yeah. I'm the bigs. I'm into the bigs. Got my big cats. My German Shepherd, as a matter of fact, weighed 120 pounds. That's big for a German Shepherd. He was snow white, and everybody thought he was part wolf. He wasn't. He's purebred German Shepherd. But he was the alpha of the litter. That's the biggest male puppy. My ex-husband picked him. I want the biggest dog. Oh my God. And I was the one that got to train the dog. He would do anything for my ex. Give him a French fry and that dog would do whatever on the second command. You teach him once and then you do it on the second command for my ex. Me, he'd be like, you want me to do what? For what? Give me that French fry. I was like, dog. Yeah. But that's because he and I were constantly battling to be alpha of the pack. And the pack was just him and I when I left my husband. So it's kind of hard. It was kind of fun. I miss him. When we were having to go through for a while, when we couldn't go out after dark and all that with COVID. I was really wishing I had my German Shepherd because it was pretty scary then. It's too quiet and I'm by myself, and I don't live in a gated community where you can shake your neighbor's hands while you're sitting on the toilet through the windows. I don't live in one of those good tract home kind of places. I live in an old neighborhood. My house was built in 1952 and I almost got a 1/4 acre in the middle of Tucson, in the middle of the city. Everybody wants to buy my house so that they can level it and put a business here or put apartments here because it's zoned for 10 units.
Jeez.
And I just basically let the yard go back to the desert and got all kinds of wildlife in the process. So it's like, no, you guys can just keep courting me. When you give me the right amount, I was offered like $193,000 from some guy in Beaverton, Oregon, sight unseen. I went, you're a broker, a real estate broker, not just a real estate agent. You're a broker and you're wanting to buy my house for some international, because that's what they're doing. And they're driving the prices up so people can't afford to live anymore. So, no. And besides that, my house is paid for. Why the hell would I sell it and then go buy something and get a mortgage?
Yeah.
When I don't, all I pay is property taxes and utilities. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So when I do sell, it's because I'm not going to rebuy. I'm going to get a box truck and convert it to do the van life, or I'm going to do a tiny house. I don't want to be constricted and tied down anymore.
Yeah.
And then my best friend, who's 12 hours older than I am, she's like, you realize we're not getting younger, girl. You get a tiny house, you're going to get one with a ladder or stairs? And I'm like, nope. My tiny house is all first floor. I designed it. I'm ready to go. I just need the money to build it.
There you go.
So she's like, oh, okay. But yeah, no, I know that with fibromyalgia, stairs are going to be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
As I become elderly, no, I'm not going to be able to do stairs. But that's okay. I already went through a period of time where I couldn't do stairs. I could not do them at all. 3 stairs was the maximum I could do. Or I would literally get so light in the knees that I would almost fall. But that was the first year of fibromyalgia. That sucked. Yeah. That was when I couldn't even stand to be touched. So, not even by my sheet. I couldn't wear clothes.
Oh my God.
It felt like all the hairs, all your body hairs, like they were nerve endings on the outside of my skin. I thought I was losing my mind. And now I don't even take anything but CBD. And I used to take 200 milligrams of morphine a day for 15 years. And the thing that's amazing about that is I don't have an opiate addiction. Doctor weaned me off, did it properly. It was all done. And we decided together that I needed to go off of it because I had got where I didn't really care about anything. You know, just didn't give a shit. Whatever. You can't go through life that way. You got to care. So she put me on Lyrica and Cymbalta. Cymbalta for depression. And it made me depressed.
Yeah, they don't always work.
So I did take it. The Lyrica changed my personality. That's gabapentin. It made me
me too. I had to get off.
Raging bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible.
Jan thought I was.
She wasn't that bad.
I wasn't raging, but I would get road rage.
Yeah.
Oh, you couldn't even put a dirty glass in the sink properly. For me, I would tell you how you did it wrong.
Jeez.
That's not me at all. Not at all.
Well, my dear, my
we are at 2 hours and 20
I was going to
minutes.
say
We're
my sugar levels rising.
You know what else I saw this morning? I saw 12-12 this morning. Now, when I start seeing those kind of repeating numbers, I really pay attention. When you get 10, 10, 12, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, when you get that, pay attention because someone's really trying to get your attention. 1, 2, 3.
For us, it was 1, 2, 2, 1.
Yeah. Interesting. You don't have enough to buy the land. Yeah. Oh, I know. I mean, even lots. They're ridiculous. I was going to buy land out east of Tucson, out towards, there's a cave, Colossal Caves out here. It's out towards Tombstone, actually. And it was $25,000 an acre. And that was cheap. I was like, oh, I could get 5 acres at that time, but that was when I was working. I was doing my computer thing, making decent money. But that stress isn't worth it. I wanted to be a systems analyst. Systems analyst average 16-hour days. And back when I graduated, they made $160,000 a year.
You retire
And
early.
that's take home. That's, after taxes. To work 16-hour days, that's not very much money. And that's a lot. And we're talking the dudes that are running the university's computer system and stuff like that. I mean, that's why I say I don't want to be the tech support. I don't want to be Terra Love Communities tech support. First off, it's changed a lot since those days, darling. So I'm learning with you guys. It's just that I'm not afraid to break it, because if I break it, I know where to go to get it to fix it. See? And I know I can make that phone call to tech support, and I know the questions to ask to get the answers instead of, oh, my computer's doing this and making this noise, and I can say, when I boot, it does. So I didn't know how to use a Mac until I went to get my master's degree.
I hate Macs.
Until I went to get my master's degree, and then we were given a MacBook Pro laptop as part of our tuition. I was getting screenwriting. I'm getting a master's degree in writing, so they wanted us all to be on the same level with equipment. So as part of my tuition, I got a Mac, and I'd never touched one before. I'm Microsoft certified engineer here, and you know what? They can have Windows. I hope I never touch it again. I fixed
That's the only
much
one I could
stupid shit with Windows that Microsoft has always known was there and left it there because it gets people to call in to tech support. And at that time they were making like $35 just to call in. Oh, what a pretty kitty.
This is my Maine Coon mix.
Ooh.
She used to be pure black, and she goes, but look I'm older now. Look at all my great and silver.
Yeah, I'm looking at her face. She's got a Maine Coon nose, hon.
Yep, she's Maine Coon. Part Maine
Coon. She's got that fuck you look in her eyes, too. She's like, yeah, you can do what you want to me, but damn it, fuck you.
This is Eva.
She's beautiful.
This is Ziva.
Oh, that's your Ziva. Because I've seen you mention her in chats. See, I lurk a lot. Lisa sings to me often. I'm a lurker because I'm on my phone, and with these, I can't type on my damn. I can type here fine, but my phone are too long, so I'm trying to. So if I'm on my phone, I lurk because I'm not a. I never learned to do this.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
I'm a hold it and because I'm a secretary, I'm a typist.
Well, sweetie, I have got to go get something to eat.
Yeah, I need to too. I did eat before we started. I actually had a honey bun.
I ate at 7:30 this morning, and that was it. So I'm
there's 2 hours difference between us too. Because you're on the East Coast. And then when everybody goes, you all go daylight savings time, there'll be 3 hours between us. I don't change, but you all do. So screwed up.
It is. It makes sense.
Right, you lived in Arizona. You know how it works. We change our zip code instead of our time zone. We change our time zone instead of our win, lose an hour. We change our whole time zone.
Yes, we do.
And that's really confusing. Debbie's always talking about how people don't understand mountain and central, the difference between mountain and central. There's an hour difference between those two. And I'm going, yeah. And then you get Arizona Mountain Standard Time. Actually, Phoenix Mountain Standard Time, which is Pacific half the year, and True Mountain Standard Time the other half of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to it. I don't have to do nothing to my clocks. You guys are the ones that get all confused, not me. Okay. Yeah. You have a good one. I thank you. I'm glad you.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm glad you wanted to do this. I didn't know what I was going to talk about today, and it was like, okay, I'm going to do live
under the sun.
Yeah. Oh, Arlene is still in here. She's saying she gets 10.
Arlene, thank you for hanging in there with us for 2.5 hours.
Cat's still here too. Cat's still here.
Hey, Cat. Cat
Cat
beat
shepherd.
my
So cool.
cat.
Oh, Janet's here. Janet's telling you goodbye.
Bye, Dennis. Thank
No,
you for
Janet.
joining.
Yes. Thank you, you guys. I love you guys.
Hit
You
like
know
and
what?
subscribe. No.
Next year, I say next year instead of next week, I will pull cards for you. Right now,
Oh.
let's get a card from Spirit. You got a card from Spirit, and I'll pull a card from Spirit.
Okay.
Just
Here, let me grab a
anyone-
different deck.
Okay. That one. I
Grab
see
one
why
of
you
my-
got so excited about that one, though. That one's so pretty. And the box
Yes.
is cool. That box is cool.
Yeah. So for anybody who didn't catch it, The Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell, artwork by Kate Louise.
It's
Beautiful.
Okay, Spirit, what are you gonna? Okay. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's my favorite card in this deck. I love it. I love it. You guys, so much is happening to try to knock us down and to hold us back and punch you in the gut right now. Here's the card. Spirit wants us to go with the flow.
Whoa.
This is my topic. Is flow. And I love this card because it is exactly almost my flow meditation. Floating on the water, on the creek, and the creek gets bigger and bigger until you end up in the ocean. And you become one with the collective in the ocean. So, yeah, stay in the flow. Now, all this stuff that's trying to knock you out of the flow, it's okay. If it knocks you out of the flow, you're just in an eddy. Kind of work your way towards the edges, and the water will take you on down the road. Stay in the flow if you can. But don't worry if you get out of the flow. Start working on some mirroring stuff, and you'll get right back in there.
And for me, be the observer, like the fox.
Yeah.
Camouflage, step back, kind of take a look, observe what's going on around you, look for signs maybe from spirit. That's a lot more of what I'm getting on this one.
Mm-hmm.
So keep a lookout for any type of from signs that your spirit guides, your higher power, even with people. Even though this is pointing more towards the moon, it also speaks of kind of observing, what people are doing instead of, because sometimes people can say something to us, but when you watch their body language or see how they act elsewhere, you can learn so much more too.
I always look at a person's eyes.
You use that fox's ability to kind of camouflage, while it's hunting, and be, keen on what is going in and into inside yourself too. But
you got to be a little bit sly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's sly fox. I love foxes. Except when you hear them out in the wild, it's like, what the hell kind of creature is that? It's kind of cute.
Not
but
Bigfoot.
It's kind of, what the hell is that thing? No. Yeah. Actually, the fox is my card of the day for tomorrow. When I pull my card of the day, I ask Spirit, what deck are we using this week? And I usually Thursday decide what I'm going to do for next week. So I'm like, Spirit, what deck we doing for next week? What deck's for Sunday? And so they'll tell me. I go get the deck, shuffle, 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 shuffle. Pull Sunday, shuffle, 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 shuffle. Pull Monday, and I'll pull the whole week. But I won't look at them till that day. And it's fascinating when last week I got 2 cards that were very Trump oriented, and I don't read on politics. Because the dude in the red shirt with the, I just showed you that card, where he's, battered and bruised, and, Gabby's mom's like, Donald Trump? And then the day before that, it was the dude stealing from the elderly with a red cap on.
There you go.
I'm going, oh my God, that everyday enchantment tarot is really, the cards are big and they're hard to shuffle. But you can do like Denise does and do the move them around on the desk. You don't have to do this. The images are magnificent, and the stories in the book that go with the images, the personal story that's written, because you've got what the card means, what the symbolism means, and then also in that book, it's a personal story that goes with every card. And sometimes those stories will bring you to tears. It's a really cool deck. I highly recommend it. But if you like modern, and if you're into tarot, you're not into that's like I have my new I got a new Lenormand deck.
Ooh.
Woohoo! And it's going to be my learner. I was actually using it the other day on Saturday with Debbie and Denise. But they're ancient looking. They're neat. So, and they're a little bit bigger
And
than the typical Lenormand. So, yeah, and they're very easy. This was the only one that was confusing to me. And then I was like, why is that confusing to you? Look at the card, the playing card, the poker card. It's the heart. To me, I was trying to confuse it with bouquet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that's the only thing you got to watch with Lenormand when you're learning it, is you want to make sure your images are very easy, like this. The bouquet and the lilies always throws me. This one, they're lilies. They're white Easter lilies. So yeah, I enjoy doing reviews on the decks. I just started doing that. It's fun. Here's the fox. That's the one I wanted to dig out and show you. This is the fox. Lenormand fox.
Yeah.
The child is cute. Isn't that precious? See, I couldn't use these to read on any of the pedos because that card would come up and it's too precious. She's beautiful. And she reminds me of me, and that brings up baggage. There's the bouquet.
Yeah, and you don't want that.
There's the bouquet. See why I would confuse that with the heart? It's very similar. The hardest one to understand, though.
Is that the death card?
This is Lenormand. There is no death card. But there is
the
coffin.
Yeah.
That's a coffin.
Okay.
Doesn't look like a coffin to me, but then
I thought it did.
You got the pyre of incense burning, and it's like on two carpeted velvet table runners and that kind of stuff. So yeah, but it's a fun deck. So I recommend, everybody's been saying, you want to get unusual decks, go to eBay and Etsy.
I find them on Etsy too.
Etsy, though, have a tendency to be so expensive because the shipping can be. Depends on where they come from, though. I used to buy a lot of diamond paintings on Etsy, and I used to buy them from Australia. Then I follow a lady that has a diamond painting company in Australia, and I can't buy her stuff now because our post office won't ship to Australia. And I want to know why that's still in effect. What the fuck? Australia's our sister, like Canada.
Yeah.
But
I have to go pee now too. I'm sorry. I know TMI people. I'm sorry about that.
No problem. Thank you, everybody. I love you. I'm gonna end this.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Shan, saying goodbye.
It's so nice to meet you, Shannon. To have you be a part of things, you're always welcome, hon.
You're always welcome.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Welcome. Take care.